For a little recap of our last session, y'all, after talking with Siskin, the Cursed, a dragon who seems to be ailed by some kind of curse from Gatch himself, you all decided, it was kind of midday, you all decided to go up to start traveling north, as that is the direction that Siskin said Gatch was located in northern Tilgi Forest. You found a small hamlet, talked to some people about Gatch, apparently some animals that were similarly cursed, and people had attacked at the same time as the blizzard, just appeared to happen around much of the forest. Some hunters defended against some people who said that they were with Gatch. But Gatch appears to be, apparently this far south in the Tilgi Forest, a little bit of a, fairy tale, Bigfoot kind of esque figure. No one's ever seen him, have maybe even heard of him, but are they real? No one really knows, but Felix, from personal experience that Gatch is very much a real entity that has slowly been growing over the past several years, past few decades, but only recently it started even growing so prevalent that apparently there are the Gatch brothers now, which kind of sucks. But you all, after reconvening together, it appears like this curse, just another thing, it appears that this curse, when they threw all of the dead wolves that had attacked the hamlet into a pile, some birds tried to scavenge and pick it up, but they themselves were then cursed and turned into these little corpses of birds with their feathers burned off and their skulls fully skinned. But you all decided that it would be best on your travel to the north, since you have to go to the northern Tilgi Forest, it would probably be best to take the roads, it's safer. And so the closest road is to the east, it's to the south of y'all, but you all are on your way to Kihyasi, which is a large city within the middle of the Tilgi Forest, one of the biggest. To hopefully get some horses once you're there, check it out, because apparently Turlon's previous carnival, Melandriel's Marvelous Madhouse, was last seen a couple of months ago within this city. So maybe you can see their whereabouts because one of their members had personal forced interactions with Gatch. You all bedded for the night and then had a series of some fucked up dreams. The fact that, maybe not just one of you had a bad dream, but all of you did is a little concerning. But Vita was trapped within the space that he learned was called Alkasa for 40-some hours. Let's see what you exactly rolled. 43 hours. That sucks. Trapped in just this liminal space, which I do have art for. I'll show the huge YouTube audience that we have.
Damn. Okay.
I gotta see it.
No,
Hey, we're building that audience, man. People
Yeah,
are gonna watch
building
the
it up.
backlog.
Exactly.
Brick by brick.
Exactly. But trapped within there so much so it terrified Vita so much that upon waking up, attacked the first person that he saw, which was Turlon, which Turlon understandably was pretty pissed about. But Felix additionally had some kind of dream, but not really a dream, where seemingly spirit, some part of him disassociated from his sleeping body and wandered outside during Turlon's watch. And John awoke from a nightmare where it seems like a ravine was growing green and laughing in this hyena laugh at John woke from the dream, also seeing that Felix was translucent. Very strange. And then Turlon also had a dream about that same member who had interacted with Gatch previously, seemingly sleeping within a tent for the carnival, woke up quickly from their sleep saying Fenar before lifting up her shirt to reveal a large gash across her stomach that was now pulsing with this green
Large
distinctive
gash?
frame. What, right? Coincidence? And so you all have woken up. It's been a tense morning, and you all have started to head east towards the road. I have readjusted the scales, so now every square is 10 miles on this map. So it's roughly 80 miles, just to be a little bit more. It was like 100 miles before. It doesn't really matter. Y'all can travel on foot about 20 miles a day, so about 2 squares a day. But from where you are right now, is there anything you all would like to do before you start heading out for the day to make your way to the road to the east?
Thinking.
Oh, cat. Okay. No, I'm good. We got food.
Mm-hmm.
We have a possibly cursed location that we slept in. Yeah, I'm fine to just get going. Start this day early.
Yup.
Hell yeah. Then, Felix, if you can give me a Tilgy Forest lore check
Yup.
to see how the first day of travel goes. Anything crazy or not, who knows?
Probably nothing.
Right. So my nature proficiency is higher. Could I use that? Or no, survival's... Sorry, it's survival that's normally used for this, right?
I'll say if you would like to, then you can.
I'm going to use survival because I am wiser than I am smart.
Sick.
Wow.
It's a little bit rough going through this part of the Tilgy Forest. It seems like the trees and the underbrush is getting a little bit denser. It's kind of a little bit hillier through this area. You've never been through, Felix. This is kind of far away from your personal domain, but you still are able to travel, I'll say, 15 miles. You're a little bit slower going. But as you all are traveling, around 3 p.m., what I would like is, John, I would like you, and if you want to use your new dice before, you can. But I'd like you to just make a d20 roll. No modifiers.
Let's
and
do
just,
it. Let's see what
know.
the tone the conch will set.
Mm-hmm. What will the
What is the
conch
magic
set?
conch?
That's a 13.
Oh, okay. All right.
Very middle of the road. A very
Sheesh.
average.
Cautious and hopeful. Sheesh.
Fucking hate
Sheesh.
it. All right. Cautious and hopeful. Jeez. Erlon,
Ah!
I'd like you to make a d20 roll.
Yeah, sure, I can do that.
Oh, I also summoned a little shitty fairy. in the morning.
Yes. And you tried to speak to it,
3.
and it asked you, you asked it
Oh,
how did it get here, or how do you get to the Fey realm, and it responded, not a very intelligent creature. It was like, well, how did you bring me here? And you spoke to it in Fey, and then it attacked a tree.
And it said, well, I just have someone summon you there. And I was like, that's very useful.
Yeah. To
Hey,
him, that
exploded.
made exact sense. 3 from Tron. Okay, good to know. So, around 2 or 3 p.m., you're walking through For's your group, and John, you hear in your head a voice, a familiar voice. You hear,
Is it mine?
it is not yours, but it is a voice you have heard before, and a voice, and this is an experience you have had only once before. But you hear the voice of a previous, or a Veinbreaker member, one of the higher ups, you all had spoken with him previously, Seroth. You hear the voice in your head. You hear, it sounds exasperated. You hear, John, it's Seroth. Assassin hunting Alden attacked our base. Was
Oh
10
my God.
cuts. Situation handled. Not urgent. Ross requests conversation. When possible, you can reply. Over.
I stop dead in my tracks. I go, what the fuck, man? And
And I will say once before in 08, you have heard this from, you know it's a message spell. Magic,
Yeah.
some fucking magic shit from Seroth.
I do like a
What,
slight
man, the-
about face and turn towards you. Not really saying
Yeah, what?
anything.
I just got a message from Saroth in my brain. He said, it sounded not great. He said, no. Wait,
You
I'll
ran out
say
of
this out
words.
loud. Wait, really? That's how it works?
I'll say we can rewind it. You know that you can respond right away, but it has to be a short message. But whatever
Oh.
you say, like you have to respond right
I have
away.
to say, even if whatever I say.
It's a
is-
mental thing, so if you want it to be separate, but there's like a time element to it. So
Okay, I say, I go, what the fuck? Okay, now, talk now. And then out loud I go, what the fuck? And, what the hell? I just got a message from Saroth. Do you guys
Sir
remember him?
Ross or Sir Roth? Which one?
Saroth.
What,
Roth.
what happened? What happened?
Apparently the headquarters in a way got attacked by some guy hunting your buddy Alden.
Oh my god.
Wow.
He said the situation was handled, but it wasn't good, and now Sir Ross wants to talk to me. So
Well, that's the guy we thought was in Redox, so it looks like he didn't even make it back.
I don't know if the guy's dead or not. I'll have to ask, but yeah, I guess for now the coast might be clear.
Clears
Anyway.
that up.
Yep.
For now, yeah.
But they said the guy was part of the 10 cuts, so
Mm.
I let out an exasperated sigh.
What-
At
what
least
the-
they're
what
not
was-
here.
I guess not. What was the beef with Alden? Whatever.
No idea.
We
Okay.
don't. We never knew.
We just knew his 10 cuts was hired to kill him.
I mean,
or
10
something.
cuts. They'll take a contract out for anyone, so it could be anything.
Okay.
Probably something heinous. But whatever.
Okay. Well, does anyone respond? Does Ross respond, or?
So it's a one-way thing. It's once, like he says something to you, you can only reply to him mentally
Yeah.
right away. So
Okay.
what he probably heard was just the first like 20 words of that conversation.
Oh. He didn't hear like, yeah, let's talk. Or
Let me check something real quick. It's a
Hmm.
'Cause
5th level
retroactively-
spell what he's using.
Looking into this.
I thought we
So I need to
retroactively
see.
said like, yeah, but
Like you
'Cause
have
good-
like the way the spell works is you can reply right away in under 25 words. That's that's how it says mentally. So I'm willing to bend the rules a little bit, but it's kind of like you don't have time to talk to the other people before you respond mentally to.
well, I thought I wasn't. I thought we retroactively changed it, and then I said, yeah, let's talk, and then I said everything I just said. Because initially I was like, what the fuck, huh? But
Okay, so what do you want to say to Saroth mentally?
I just said, oh hell, yeah, let's talk right now. And then I would disclose and then complete message, and then I would disclose
Okay, gotcha.
what I.
Then
know.
let me check something real quick.
We can't do that many times in a day.
Yeah, you can
I
only
imagine
do
he
it a
probably wants us
limited
to
time.
come down there, unless he has some sort of like fucking fantasy Skype.
Steps out behind a tree. Well, thank God.
Okay. Because of
I
the
know
rolls,
where I
I will
can
say he still has another 5th level spot. So he will message you, John, and say, My messages must be short, not urgent. Or repeat, not urgent. But whenever able, all please speak with Sir Ross about the incident.
Will we get a secretary this time?
Okay. I think. I just go speak whenever possible. Meet in Kiasi if must.
Mm.
Few days time.
Does that happen instantly, Steven, or out of curiosity? Or is like John just like sitting there kind of like bobbing his head back and forth for a minute, thinking it through? Like in
It's
terms of like how long it takes to send the message.
to send it.
Back
It's
to-
instant. Like it's however long you would think to say it in your head.
Got it.
Well, I guess I'll speak to Sir Ross sometime soon, but if not mentally, I told him to meet us in Kiasi.
Well, you
It's
think
now
they-
occurring to me, maybe the metal man could have impersonated him. I don't know, but I don't know how
mean-
magic works. This is why I don't fuck with it.
We're on the other side of the continent, and he sent you a magic message. I don't think a regular 10 cut schoon could do that, or even a high level 10 cut schoon. Really, I
Okay.
wouldn't be too worried.
Well,
Yeah, it sounds like he sucked and he died.
yeah,
We can only
sounds
hope.
like it.
I wonder what I've been wondering is why did they think he was? What intelligence were they following that made them think he was in Awade, Alden? That is.
I'm
He
just
was there.
surprised he knew. Yeah, I'm just surprised he knew down to the detail that he was in the Veinebreaker's headquarters. Because it's one thing to know, oh, he's in Awade. It's another thing to know, oh, he's in Awade in the Veinebreaker's headquarters.
It's also
Yeah.
supposedly secret.
Yeah.
Well, and we had a public reception with him on the. And I kind of like gulped the day he died.
Nope.
I thought that was a bit of a public reception. Was that just the 10 cut or just the Veinebreakers? There seemed to be quite a few people there. Could have gotten out, but that if it got out there, they would have known he was dead.
Yeah, no, it was, we were transported directly to the 10 cuts, so it's probably some type of scrying they got, or
Yep.
some type of spell that probably pointed to his dead body, odds are.
Well, it doesn't seem like it's much of a problem anymore. Ha ha ha.
It surely won't come back to bite us.
And
I'm fairly certain we had suspicion that the guy who was tracking down Alden was also tracking down one of us or all of us.
Uh-huh.
And if they could scry him, surely they can scry us.
Yeah, it sounds like that guy's dead now.
might be
So-
dead. But what if they send out another person?
How does that work? If someone fails a contract, Turlon, do you know if somebody else just picks it up, or
I turn to Vita and I nod. They'll try to deliver it, unless all hope is lost. But it's not so easy for the 10 cuts to get down here like this. Frankly, 08 was probably far past anywhere they could have established by now. Last time I checked, they were just moving to the north side of the continent, let alone 08. We probably have some time before they can mount such a position. They'd have to travel by land. I don't think they have access to teleportation.
Well, let's just hope that it was for Alden and we're good.
What if the old man Ross got into the fight himself? I wouldn't want to see that. It would scare me a lot.
That fucking wizard.
I nod.
Dead old motherfucker.
Who knows?
Oh,
You ever seen him fight,
I know.
John? You ever seen him fight, John?
A fight?
Sir Ross.
Oh, Sir Ross? No, he never got in a situation where it was needed. There was always
you ever been
somebody
in a
else to
fight,
sort of.
John?
You ever been? You ever been in the gladiator pits next to?
Maybe we
Yeah.
should try fighting
Uh.
Sir Ross next time we get a chance.
We should.
You think you'd win that one? I presume we're continuing to walk.
Yeah, that's fine.
You think you win that one?
If I fought, I don't know. I mean, I think he could probably whoop my ass. It's You got to know when you think you're going to lose, or when you're outmatched. So I think he could, but I don't know. He might be dead now. I guess not, because he's still talking to me. So
I shrug and keep walking.
who's the
Alright.
strongest guy you've ever seen? Who's the strongest person you've ever seen?
Say that to me.
Just in general, to the group.
I cock my head. Steven, what's the highest rung I've seen in the 10 cuts?
You've passed by. I mean, you've seen level 10. You've seen level 9, but
I guess what's the
They're-
highest level
they're-
I've seen act?
act. You were probably on a mission in tandem with like a level 5.
Yeah, I'll kind of look back at you. I mine 5 cuts on my hand. Level 5 assassin. He made me look slow, and I'm not very slow. It's scary.
That's pretty crazy.
I think the strongest one I've
But
seen.
I think you could
is-
take him, John. I really do.
Thanks.
If
I
you
think
got the
the
first hit
Ultra
on him.
Priest. Ultra Priest is my top.
Yeah, probably the Ultra Priest,
Oh.
to be honest.
I turn to Vita and then Felix. I changed my answer, but outside the Ultra Priest, probably that.
Yeah, sorry, I guess the Ultra Priest is kind of cheating. It's a third order deity, so
I don't think
Probably-
it's cheating.
Probably John. then.
They're fair game. They're
No,
fair
they're
game, man.
the Ultra Priest.
Anything that can be punched is fair game.
That's true.
What about you, Felix? Then, besides the Ultra Priest, surely something worse than Gatch has afflicted this forest.
Okay. That's a great question. Steven, has there been things worse than Gatch?
That is entirely up to you in terms of how brave and fighting that you think Felix is. There are certainly things worse than Gatch. Gatch is just one person, just a very sneaky motherfucker. Is not getting caught yet. In terms of beasts, I mean, for sure, the dragon you all just saw probably sucks and probably up there. There's probably other entities that have graced your domain that
Have there been
are
any,
as big, but you had to fight like as a group.
Okay. Actually, I think the strongest thing outside of the Ultra Priest I have seen is they're called Green Men, or a Green Man,
Uh-huh.
and they are giant forest spirits, like protectors of nature, that they don't show up often. I don't really know anything about them. At least I can't remember right now. And they're just these huge, powerful creatures that just kind of silently walk through the woods. I don't know what
Wow.
they do, but
So you've seen them.
I have. I've seen them
No kidding.
turn some poachers inside out.
Wow.
I like
Inside
how
out.
I raised my eyebrows. Inside
Mhm.
out. Ugh.
They were living and then they were gore.
Wow.
That's
What
pretty
is their-
crazy.
what is their purpose? Are they protectors like you?
Well, they only seem to be aggressive to... They seem to be reactive more than proactive. So yes, I think they're protectors. But I don't really know. I haven't heard of one talking in what little I have read about them.
What's the biggest city you've been to, Felix?
Oh wait, like bar none.
I have to see these green men. And do they compare in size to the buildings there?
That's a great question. How tall is a giant in real life? How tall is a giant in real life?
Like 10 feet.
No, they're not taller than the buildings. They're like, it depends, like 10 to 20 feet, I guess. Not like the size of those massive vines. Most of them can kind of only just barely break like the top of the tree line with their heads, and like the lower, well, these trees are pretty big, but in like the lower sections of foliage, they're just giant sized. Also, I forgot I can do this. Oh wait, shit. Hold on.
I have a response, but I'm trying to find a tiny piece of lore to work into it.
Hell yeah.
I
Best player ever.
cast a bunch of marvelous mounts for all of us.
Oh, shit.
Whoa.
So now we have magic horses.
Oh. Oh.
Yeah, I forgot.
Oh.
We do that. Rewind. We're doing this at the start of the day. We have magic horses that like ups our travel speed to something. Steven, quickly go to archivesofnethys.com/travel speed or whatever,
Yeah, I got it right here. What are we talking about?
please. Yeah.
I got it.
Good.
So, what speed of 60 feet? What speed?
40.
40.
That's not much faster than us.
Yeah, but they can different stamina bar.
Yeah, they do it much more consistently.
Alright. I'll
Yeah.
get on.
I will hop on that. Fast forwarding to the later conversation, with Steven's help, I found the name. As a, how does that compare to buildings from that city, Steven? Oh wait.
Wade?
Yes, how
compare-
big do the biggest buildings of the city name you just sent me? I just don't want to say the name yet.
Yeah,
In comparison to Wade.
the biggest skyscraper in that city was probably just like half of the size of one of the vines in Wade.
Got
It's
it.
still fucking massive.
Yeah. I turn to you. It's still almost as big as some of the buildings in Quata.
Mm.
And what?
I turn. I say, right. I lived there for a while.
Quada.
In Quata.
Uh,
Okay.
On the map.
Big-
Okay.
Biggest city in the Watata Empire.
Zooming
wow.
out on the map.
But
There we go.
it's
There we
big
go.
in a different way from Awade. Awade,
Does that mean-
everything is monumental in Awade. Quata is more like Ridak. It's a big settlement, but the buildings aren't like Awade.
And you left it because why? Is that a secret?
Turlon probably kind of stops for maybe a few seconds.
The
No,
vibes were bad there.
no, it's not a secret. As I told you, I fled from the Ten Cuts. They have a strong basis of operation everywhere there. It's hard to get away from. Truthfully, I would have liked to stay in the Watata Empire. Stephen, I was there at the era change. Right?
You were in Isu at the era change.
Yes. I will say things got, correct me if I'm overstepping, Stephen, but since it's referencing my one shot, I don't think I am. Things got bad after the assassination in Watat. Really bad. I don't think I could have stayed even if I got
Are you-
free from the Ten Cuts.
Are you fine with that? I mean, we might be going to the top of Sumia with this. We're gonna be pretty close. Are you good with this, or is this gonna be an issue?
Thought I was safe. I thought I was safe in the Tilgi Forest in the middle of the woods. But the fate of what happened to Inowade proves that I'm not. Truthfully, they can be anywhere. I'm not safe anywhere right now. I'm only safe on the run. North, south, east, west. Doesn't matter.
Alright. Well,
I feel safer with big men anyway, and I give a pat on John's shoulder.
I don't feel it.
like a fly.
My bony arms
But I
reminder
do say thank you.
reminder that I'm
Yeah,
canonically
thank you.
very, very not frail, but I'm quite thin. So it is
thanks.
probably analogous to a fly spot.
Thank you. That's very nice of you.
Stay away from the Watata Empire if you can. I wouldn't suggest crossing the channel.
Mm,
Alright.
Noted.
all right, all right.
Noted.
Hmm.
Surely you all will not be needing to do that. It's
No.
Surely.
sure.
Don't call
Oh,
me
God.
Shirley.
So you all now have a
Don't call
speed
me Shirley.
of 40 feet on your mystical horses.
That we
Do you want
do.
more horse or more magic?
That is up to you, Felix. What would you like these horses to look like?
They look like horses, but they glow green a little bit.
Sick.
Are these
Like they
filled
got-
with acid?
No, they're not filled. No, it's like a nice looking green. These
It's
are
a
not
good-
acid.
Good
It's a
green.
good
Alright,
green.
alright.
Yes.
Replenishing.
Sick. Alright.
Do we just like
Yeah.
know how to ride horses?
You do with these ones.
Yeah, with these.
Oh, does it just?
They obey your commands. I cast the spell on each of you, and then it takes the form of this mount that obeys your commands. So this is
your
the
minion,
easiest-
technically.
the easiest riding experience you can possibly have.
I got it. So I get onto the horse, and I'm clearly like I've always been like deft in terms of like being able to move skillfully, but I clearly don't know what I'm doing on this horse. But due to the magic, it's working.
Yeah, you think I want to go forward, and then you like try to do something, but before at the moment you think I want to go forward, the horse just regards going on.
Sick.
I can't slide with the horse. Anyway,
So at a speed of 40, you all, instead of traveling 20 miles per day, you can travel 32 miles per hour. So a little bit over 50% faster.
Yes.
Wow.
Yes.
So I will
What are you
say,
naming your horse?
for the sake of brevity, I'll say that you all had the horses the whole time. And so even with the nature check, I'll say, you are able to make it 30-ish miles within the first day. And let me,
Let's freaking go, dude.
I'll say it still is true that it is getting a little bit, it's getting a little bit rockier, more, the undergrowth is more rooty. It's getting a little bit thicker as you're going through these trees. It's not just trees and flat ground and maybe some leaves. It's getting a lot more brambly, but you are still able to make it through. You all make it through the day. It is now nighttime. Would people like to do watches? Yes or no? It is up to y'all.
Yes.
I really want to go first. Yeah.
I'll go second.
I'll go third again.
Vita,
Actually,
you
Vita,
sleep
would
up
you
there.
like to?
Yeah, Vita, do you want to go
Would
first?
you like to go
I was
watch?
gonna say, I don't want to go to sleep.
Okay.
Do you want some coffee?
You're going to have to go
Yeah.
to sleep eventually.
All right. I brew Vita a cup of coffee.
Cowboy.
I'm gonna leave out some of my Dreamtime tea. I put it out. I say, if you need help sleeping, this will help. It's
Take a hit of this.
it's sort of a drug,
Go to bed.
but it's not that hard. It's just tea.
Alright. I'll just take all this under consideration. I also have my dream drug, so I have 2 more of those. So
Your what?
the one that blocks out my dreams.
I
that's
didn't
'cause,
know you had
uh,
that.
I'll just keep my little hoard of shit here to keep me awake.
Sometime towards the end of the night, or the end of like the evening,
Yeah.
before the watch, I will mosey over to wherever Felix is sitting. What is Felix doing?
I don't know. Probably whittling something. Doesn't look like anything yet.
Huge music switch, Steven, by the way.
Huge.
Are you sitting on anything or just like the ground?
Probably just sit on the ground.
I'm gonna walk up. I kind of give you like the awkward nod. Before I say it, I asked Vita this. What is it like? What you do, it's clearly magic of some kind. But what I'm trying to understand is, what does it feel like? What are you doing exactly?
when I cast spells.
Sure.
Get lit Steven, by the way.
Oh yeah.
I'm trying to figure out what's the difference is between that and this Alkasan magic. There's something very fine about what I do with my magic, and I'm gonna do the same. I don't remember if you were in like here, Alex, when I did this with Dylan. I'm gonna do the same ritual of I show you something I can do with my mirror. I do it. I give it to you to try it, and inevitably you can't do it unless Steven wants to say that's not true.
That'd be crazy,
Um,
but no.
and then I'm basically just saying that I'm trying to get to the bottom. I get a better understanding of what makes all of this magic stuff click, how it works. I'm curious about your magic.
Oh, it is. What's the word? It's really hard to describe. It's one of those things where you just kind of, when you teach someone this, you show them, and then they come to their own understanding of it. It's about being in control of yourself and being aligned in the right way, whatever that means for you. All of the different spells I have do take like different mental gymnastics to do, but they are fundamentally the same. And that's what you are first taught, at least what I was first taught. And then through meditation and communion, I can change how my spells work. So that's I changed. I'm not a good teacher. I'm not a good teacher.
So,
I
but that's what makes you
focus
different.
the right way, and then I cast the spell. Yeah, sorry.
So you
I'm more
can
of a doer than a
well
anything else.
when you do the spells, there's hand motions, there's speech. So what you're saying is I
That's
can do
all.
those things myself, but the difference between you doing it and me doing it is all of this training and connection and balance you speak of.
The difference is that the hand motions and the words are all mnemonic to influence my mind to be in the right place, the right pieces to be in the right places at the right time. So when I say the incantation for the magical steed that I cast this morning, um, the words themselves are not magic. It's just they are how I have learned to shift parts of my mind into the right position to cast the spell.
I nod and you see me like I do. I look genuinely quite interested. Like Turlon's like listening very acutely. It's a very different answer than what Vita gave. I'm trying to understand what the different impact is on all of these different kinds of magic. And I sort of pat my mirror. That's what I do. And
Yeah, I've never
maybe if
seen
we get
anyone.
lucky, Alcation.
Never seen anyone do the type of stuff you do. Though I haven't. Not a lot of people, magic practitioners, really found their way through my little corner of the woods. So
It's hard to explain. I don't think it's like the traditional, what do they call it, wizardry. Uh, and then I sort of realize, as we're saying this, that I've been having this conversation in common, and I switched to Elvish, so I don't have to worry about figuring out specific words. And then I confidently say the word for wizardry in Elvish. And then I look at you. It's like there's this. It's like there's something I can sense. It's always there. And there's something about how long I've been with this. And I look at the mirror necklace and I kind of do a wry laugh on of these, and I pull out my cloak, and you hear the jingling of all of the different esoterica. It's like there's this connection to the latent energy. I don't know how to describe it other than that, really. I'm going to keep asking people about this. Maybe I'll find some grand conclusion about all of it.
Well, I
And
wish
then
you luck.
I nod, and then I turn around and I walk away.
And I'll say one interesting thing with what Felix was saying about it's not the words themselves that are magical, but it is getting in the correct headspace. You do remember that Chaim specifically said that the Alkasan language, when you showed it to him, the words, the letters, the inscriptions themselves are inherently magical. So, an interesting difference between the two.
I guess saying that, I will. Have you heard that? Or you mentioned that to me. Remind me of that. I'll go ahead and go back to the tent, the magic tent or the well set up tent, and go look at the Alkatian text that I have, the Rosetta Stone, and not looking to get any roll or anything out of it. I am just going to inspect it for a little while, looking for patterns. I know I don't have the foresight to understand. Just kind of looking at it. I guess actually one thing I will do is I will find like one set, and I'll use my tattoo to decode like a sentence, maybe of a bit that we don't have a translation for. I don't know. Yeah, she's been waiting.
Specifically a part that doesn't have a translation.
Yeah.
I'll say that of the sheets that you grabbed, you should grab like 3 or 4 sheets of Alkatian and 3 or 4 ones that were in 2 are in Elvish, one's in Common. When the grabbing, upon inspecting it now, you notice that one of the sheets doesn't really match up in terms of the various drawings. These are not just blank text, but there are also drawings of these little figures and symbols, and you notice that 2 of the sheets, one Alkatian and one in Common, do not match. And so you use your tattoo to read one sentence of it. Let me roll a d20 for me just to see where in this you get a sentence.
Sure thing, boss. Sticks.
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 6.
Sticks.
This is a
So these are
part.
sticks.
So this is sticks.
Man.
Lilo and Sticks.
Achilles be like,
Oh, Hannah.
Y'all seen the
lot
live
of
action
child
Lilo and
references.
Stitch?
we're gonna get copyright struck.
I've heard the
guys.
one important part about that movie.
I've heard Stitch is
It's just
dead the whole time.
Guys,
Guys, my favorite
I'm not-
theory about kids shows is that the main character is actually in a coma dreaming the whole experience. Guys, Adventure Time.
I'm really not
Pokemon.
so sure if I am excited or worried that Steven is taking a substantial amount of time to do this.
oh, this is
I'm
just
really
a
not sure
this is
if
a
that's
this is
good or
a
bad.
fun sentence that
This
you
is a
could have got.
formality.
So I'm sending it in the notes channel, but what you see is part of a sentence, and obviously not the beginning of one. It says the Alkas have no whim to dictate anything. This is reflected in everything that.
So Jameson said that the words were inherently magic.
Yes.
Okay. So I'm not speaking Alkatian, I'm sure it will do nothing. But I will just sort of quietly and peacefully, as calmly as I can. I don't know what mental state to direct myself to, but thinking of what Felix said about using the words to find the mental state,
Mm-hmm.
I'm just gonna kind of try to rest on a sort of calmness and just say that sentence out loud.
Sure. Give me a d20 roll with a +1.
Interesting. Type it in. 4.
4. As you are reading it, you feel as if, I'll say this, your words as you speak them out loud, it could have been just your eyes, and even as you're repeating it over and over to see if it happens again, you're not seeing it, but you can almost see just a faint glow within the letters or the symbols that you had translated over as you speak them out loud. You don't feel anything within you or feel any connection as you try and concentrate, but you do notice just a small glow within the words. You don't know if it's your eyes or not. It's kind of dim.
I'm gonna jot down the Elvish translation of those words,
10
and then copy over the Alkasan glyphs, and then sleep on that. And then in real life, I'm gonna piss and get a second beer so I can piss more.
How rude.
I drink more beer so I can piss harder.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry.
I work 12 hours a day to drink beer just so I can piss.
Does anybody else have anything they would like
Average
to do
American.
before they go to bed? Vita, I know
I go
you
over
were
to
just
Vita.
chilling outside. John, you go.
And I go, hey man, when you go to bed tonight, I'll be awake to watch you. And if you start freaking out, I'll wake you up.
Thank you. Maybe just, yeah. Alright.
So that won't happen again. Not while I'm here.
Okay. Still gonna drink this
Sick.
coffee though. So
Yup. Just 6 foot tall man,
Thank
no
you.
face, just staring down at you.
yep.
This will
Thank
not
you.
It's
happen.
this guy standing at his full stature, looking down at a small man sitting. Hey, man, it's gonna be okay. I got you.
I have you.
This will
All
not
you
happen
guys.
again.
Because
Alright.
the dream I had last night, never mind. And I walk away and go to bed.
What?
John's biggest enemy yet: vulnerability.
Right.
Uh,
Well, I'm gonna pretend I don't know what that.
I'm not
just
gonna
gonna
think
ignore
about that. I love it. All right, so
Hold on.
Promise to stay
Sorry.
away.
I think Kevin's back. I realized Felix forgot to
I
say something.
lied.
Felix forgot to say something,
The-
Turlon, to you.
I forgot. After whittling more and not really making any progress because I'm not good at this. No, I'm okay. I have some crafting skill. I tell Turlon that after having more time to think about it, an important part of my magic is getting in the right headspace with the. It's like when my mentor called it the soul of the earth, like the force of nature. And if you can align yourself with that, you're then able to cast the spells. I don't know what wizards connect to. I haven't ever really spoken to them before. But it's for me more of a not like a petition. Wow, high life, living it up.
Champagne and beers, baby.
Champagne.
It's like asking a peer or a colleague to not assistance, because it's still me casting the magic. I guess you're just opening myself up to be like a channel to it, which is why like the first several years of my training was just going over the like basics of meditation and whatnot to get to that stage. It's honestly been a rather long time since I've had to actually think about that. So
Thank you for the information, Felix.
you're welcome. I'm going to bed now. Honkshu, honkshu.
Sick. You all are head to bed. Vita, what are you doing on your watch? Where are you sitting? What are you doing? Just drinking? You thinking about anything specific?
No. I have latent anxiety, and I don't know what's out in this forest. But I don't really want to go to bed either. So
Mm-hmm. Everything
I'm
sucks.
just sitting here and counting the seconds.
Mm-hmm. I'll say that about an hour or two into your watch, Ori is besides you. And then without without you telling it to, kind of slowly starts to move away for a second. And one moment, I gotta check something.
That's good.
When does Ori die for real?
You
When he gets
Right
fly
fucking
swatted into
now.
another incinerator.
what does everybody have against fucking Ori, dude?
It's more like, what does Ori have against us, if we're going to be honest.
So true.
I kind of fuck with Ori.
Ori begins to move just away, just like, a foot, two more, and then turns around, and then you can see its body slowly start to form. It gets brighter and a whiter light as its
Here
body
we
once
go.
again forms into kind of this female form that is wearing this white flowing dress, kind of floating above the ground. Skin, once again, still just like Ori, kind of this, like you're looking through it into some cosmic stars, and these, white glowing eyes. This female form, once formed from Ori, looks down at you, and Sulan speaks to you and says, "Hello, Vita.
No.
You look nervous. What is troubling you?"
Just nothing in general. Why are you here?
And she kind of moves over and then begins to sit down next to you. But instead of sitting, her body just kind of floats about a foot off the ground, even though she's still in kind of the seated position. She's not actually touching anything or leaned up against anything. She says, "Well, I wanted to finish what I had come to do just a few nights ago, to try and teach you more about what," she kind of points to your eye patch, "what that stone can do for you. I apologize for leaving in a hurry upon learning that it was cracked. That upset me a little bit." And she kind of just looks at you, waiting for a response.
All right. I'm kind of tired. So, is this...
It's been a long day. And she kind of looks around.
Do you not watch everything that happens?
She kind of shakes
You
her
don't
head
know?
slowly. "I check in every once in a while, just to see how you're doing. I know that
Do you
you're..."
know what the dragon?
She shakes her head and she says, "No, I do not know about the dragon." "What dragon?"
Siskin, the cursed. That's what we're doing. You don't know what we're doing at all?
I have...
Sorry. I take it back. That was hostile. I gotta chill.
Why are you so tired? Has it been a frightful day? Has there been much to do
Yes.
in the forest?
Too much to do that you think could even fit into one day. Or one night.
Well, know that...
Do you have any tips on saving dragons? You seem to not like you guys very much.
Yes, dragons... We have a troubled history. Nothing that I did personally. It's more the first order deities. There used to be many dragons across Sumia, but they were driven out a long time ago. For why, I'm not sure, but there's always been a contentious relationship since then.
Okay. So you're not gonna be mad if we help this one?
She, squints a little bit, shakes her head. Absolutely not. Help whoever you feel needs helping.
And you haven't talked to Ori recently, have you?
She
Just in general.
says, only to, what spells to, or what magic to give you during
Within
the
the
next
last 2
day.
days?
No,
3
why do
days?
you ask?
I'm just wondering. Okay.
He says, well, I did see it's been bothering me, Vita, why your eye is cracked. Can I see it again? She kind of reaches out her hand.
Yeah, sure. I'll plop it out.
You put it in his hand, and you can see just this jagged crack along the whole edge of it. She says, you see, this is an artifact that comes directly from me. It's a part of me in some ways. In order for it to be cracked, well, something more powerful than me would need to have cracked it. It would need to be exposed to some kind of energy. And she kind of is looking at you intently, not like studying you, but just kind of staring with her white eyes. And I say, as she's talking, kind of the relaxed demeanor that she's had is slowly kind of going away, and it's replacing with this presence you've only really felt in front of the third order deity, or in front of the ultra cream, or the ultra priest. Jesus.
The Ultra Cream!
Ultra Cream. Get his ass!
The
Get
what?
his
The
ass!
what?
Minor
Ultra Cream.
typo! Minor typo!
The
Is
this
ultra,
eight?
ultra priest, and Vaku. There's this divine presence, but this time it is stronger. There's an entity sitting in front of you, and it looks, it just looks like a human, looks like you, but you suddenly feel just this presence, like this gravitational pull, as it's slowly, as she's speaking and just staring at you. And it's a feeling that the strength of a feeling you don't ever remember feeling before, but it almost feels familiar in a sense. And she is looking at you, she says, and something more powerful than me, there are very few of them. She says, she kind of looks at the stone, her fingers kind of going along the edge of it. The ones that come to mind are the first order deities, but they do not deal with mortals. They have far too much to do. She kind of looks back up at you. And so I was curious what happened when you fell from the sky. And so I looked back through Ori to see what he had seen that day. When you all had him back to the ground, there was a flash of red light that was blinding for maybe 5-10 seconds before Ori came back to. You have no memory of that. But she says,
Sure.
She's looking at you, she says, do you have any idea of what that could be?
A red light. And it saved all of us.
You all were unscathed after that light.
So are you thinking that it saved us, and just by consequence of saving us, it damaged your artifact? Or are you thinking this is someone more malicious at play and they used it as a chance to weaken?
She was nodding along when you were saying the first part. She says, I think whatever that flash was, your eye was cracked afterwards.
Well, surely there must be something that's not the first order deities that's more powerful than you, right?
Make a
Probably something
perception
up
check
there.
for me.
No, I already know the answer. I want to see what she says.
Instantly pissed.
Surely something.
You see, even though her eyes are pupilless, and they're just this glowing white. You can see just from the movement of the eyebrows and the eyelids and the outline of the eyes, you can see like as if she is glancing around for a moment. She says, "No, only the first order deities are more powerful. But it worries me if they were meddling in anything. Why they would save you three." And she kind of glances back at the tent and back at you.
Well, the other two aren't very important from what I've learned, right? Just on the scale of things.
She says, "How
Is
do you
anything
mean?"
off about them? I don't know. You're supposed to know everything. So why would they save the three of us?
"I do not know, Vita, and that I do not know everything.
And it must.
Unfortunately.
No, now you've got me thinking here. So isn't there only one? Should we just bring them out here? Do they? Is that possible?
She looks at you and she says, "Do you want them to know me? Do you want them to see me?"
I already talked about you. Was I not supposed to talk about you? They all know.
You can say whatever you'd like. I'm saying, do you want them to see your patron?
Yeah, I don't see why not. I'm reaching a crossroads here where every time you present to me something very intriguing, but at the same time, I only have a month's worth of memories here, and I'm never gonna know the answer. I feel like we need to. Gotta right?
She says, "Well, I don't have much time, but you can bring them out if you'd like."
All right, I'm just gonna yell. Get out!
What are you yelling?
Quick! Get out of here! Get out of here! Quick!
Ah!
Emergency!
You all
We have to
wake
roll for
to
this?
Vita
Oh.
screaming. Yeah, Vita is screaming,
Fucking-
"Yell loud enough."
Emergency!
that you all
Emergency!
wake
I
up.
charge through
emergency.
the tent. Charge through the tent.
Yeah, I grab
I'm
my
like
rapier.
stumbling out, and my arm, one of my arms, like is like transformed into like a bear claw.
Yeah.
Like what's
Yeah,
up?
I grab my rapier and run out.
You
All right,
see,
I lied about it.
Lied about what?
you see
Tell
an
me.
Are you saying
8-foot.
something?
You see an 8-foot tall floating space-like kind of female elvish form with a long white glowing dress.
Hold on.
What
let me
is
roll
that?
something
What is
really
that
quick.
thing?
Let me
All
roll
right, we
something
gotta be-
really quick.
Gods.
We've got to be quick. Oh wait, I'll let Felix roll.
And you all
Let's
can
see.
decide however you would like to react to the situation. It's up
My
to you.
reaction completely independent of everyone will say that
Well-
looks like an emergency.
Oh my god.
All right.
Whoop.
I'll look up and see the goddess, and I'll be like, man, these dreams fucking suck. I'm gonna go
No,
back.
not a
inside.
dream. Not a dream. You gotta be quick. This is Sulan. She's a second order deity. She's what were we talking about?
I shake my head in disbelief.
We don't have much time. We don't have much time.
Vita,
There's
Vita.
Stop it, dream Tron. Is he saying? Let him speak.
What are you talking about? Second order deity?
remember back. You know this.
I'm
And I'll
fully
remember-
awake.
And I'll
Vita, I
say,
just woke up.
I will say, as you all are just kind of within the presence of this entity, that same feeling that Vita had of just the presence of this creature is slowly starting to emerge as you are with her. So, like, it's not just like, oh, there's a person standing there. It's like there's this pull almost, but just gradually you can play with it. as you
Sulan's telling me that there's someone more powerful than her interfering with our lives. And I've checked. She said the only thing that exists is the first order deities. Therefore, they must be interfering with us. But what I'm thinking is, isn't there only one at a time? Isn't that the whole point? So don't we know who it is?
What?
Vita, I whisper,
Donna?
How many? Wait,
I
I
whisper
want to.
under my breath to you. I walk up to you, and I whisper under my breath. Can she hear everything I say to you if I whisper it?
She responds, "Yes, I can hear you."
Can I roll a religion or a whatever check it is to
Sure.
remember how many first order deities there are supposed to
Guys,
be?
you gotta focus
Yeah,
here.
go
She's
for
about
a-
to fade
go
away.
for a religion.
Okay, well, Vita, don't you think it's obvious?
You
I'm
know there
still
are
just
4
kind of
of them.
groggy right
There's
now.
4 first order
Don't you think
deities.
it's obvious that whatever it is the thing that we've been dealing with that we aren't supposed to talk about?
Wait,
And I
I'm
just
just
like
gonna look right back at Sulan when John says that.
I kind of stretch.
Like I'm caught.
Man, this dream sucks.
And I'm just going 4. 4. There's 4 first order deities.
I know there's 4, but there's only 1 at a time.
Okay,
Steven,
have
do
you
I
all-
know
Yeah,
anything?
what's up?
Just
What?
like, because actually
Yeah.
now I'm wondering if Alex knows this. The other 4, while they are not in control, they're not like powerless,
I
right?
can't
They
even
just
say
don't
their
have.
name.
So
They just don't have they just don't have the throne, right?
yes, there is. I'll say Felix just because who is trained in religion.
Oh, train.
Felix
I
is.
I am, I believe.
That's me.
I'm not.
I
you
am.
are-
I
Okay.
am trained.
I'll say Vita, you have kind of picked up on this, and this is basically how you're role playing it. Is exactly how you would know. But Felix and Turlon, yes, you know that there is the prime first order deity, which is Vidana right now. That's her era. But there are the other 3 first order deities are still very much first order deities and can fuck with them. But they are just not the prime, so their names cannot be spoken. And the deities beneath them are weaker, quote unquote, weaker in comparison to those underneath within the same order as the prime first order deity.
And she didn't react to what Turlan said.
She is about to. She says she is
Oh.
looking and she says, "You all have dealt with the first order deities before."
God, I hope
Yes.
not.
Cross my arms. I don't know about first order deities, but
we
what about,
have-
like, what about
Uh,
demons?
I'm about to interject a complete non sequitur, and I've already talked a lot, so I want to give anyone else an opportunity to say something first. Cool.
Oh.
I turn to her. Oh, go ahead, Alex.
No, this is a clown show. Okay, I did have anything to say. Keep
I
going.
turn over her. I look over at her and say, "As Vita told you, he really doesn't like Ori that much."
What is this all? What's happening with you guys?
Hold on.
Yeah,
Turlon,
Ori actually.
give me a diplomacy
why are
check, or a
you
deception
This
check.
airing
is
his
Ori.
Turlon.
Why are you airing
is that
his
allowed?
dirty laundry?
Is that a lie?
That's kind of fucked up.
It's to try and drive the conversation toward maybe diplomacy then to try and drive
mean-
the conversation towards something else. But you just
I
said
am.
the
That's
first
what I'm
order
trying
deity.
to do. Yes.
Yes. So then give me a diplomacy check to see how well you do that.
I'm gonna hero point it because I rolled a 4.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't like Ori either.
All right, 21. That still sucks.
Guys, what are we doing? This is.
But what do you want? I don't know if a first order deity is interfering with our lives or not.
I will love with you. I, as the player, don't want to talk to your patron, and I, as a
Mhm.
character, also don't want to talk to your patron. So I'm
Guys.
I'm genuinely, I'm trying to waste your time.
She's about to
Is my
fade.
real answer to you.
What?
Uh,
I just point towards Sulan. I go, what do you have to say?
Thank you, John.
I'd like the 4 of you. There's kind of this commotion. I'd like the 4 of you to roll a. Is there really no fucking save here?
Never mind. You guys don't need to roll anything. This just
That's
happened.
awesome. That's awesome. That's good. Send it. Fucking send it.
Put that shit in chat, my man.
Send it.
She's
I
about
wanna
to
get-
flip the
I wanna
gravity
get
of the
fucked with
planet
my
upside
mama's
down.
Mulan.
Launch a moon at us.
She kind of reaches a hand out, and I'll say, John, you're in the middle of speaking, and Vita, you're just like, what? And then instantly, you are not able to speak. It is quiet in the forest. In fact, I will
That's awesome.
cut off sound.
I scream as loud as I can.
And you hear, and nothing comes out. You
Oh.
are in silence.
Oh.
And you hear a voice within all of your heads, and she says, I do not have much more time, and I have other things to attend to. But please, and it looks at you, Vita, what did Turlon mean when they said that you all had interacted with things that have been powerful that you should not speak about? and the voice is not friendly right now.
Can I speak?
You
May
can
I
speak in
speak?
your mind. If you speak out loud, I'll say it is granted. But however you want to play it out, it was spoken in your mind.
I'll speak out loud. I'll say, okay, well, first things first is I'm just waiting for her to fade. That's what I'm trying to do. Is she fading at all?
She is staring at you. How long do you hold your pause?
Like 10 seconds, I guess, like that long.
This only
Well-
will work the one time.
10 seconds pass, she's still staring at you.
Okay.
Not
Tell me
fading.
to like make the scene about me. I'm
Mhm.
gonna
No,
walk
do it.
over. I'm gonna walk over to a tree and just start peeing.
Okay.
That doesn't help. God.
Give me a reflex saving throw to see if you are able to pee in this moment. Can you will yourself to pee?
Fuck.
I'll say, unfortunately, you pull out your dick and you're not able to pee.
I'm just kind of like, and then in my mind, I'm going, God damn it, come on, really now?
You all see
I'll
John
say-
walk away and try and pee, but nothing's coming out. But Turlon or Sulon is still looking directly at you, Vita.
I'll say, okay, it has to do with one of the other three, but I can't say the name. So you have to look back and you have to figure it out.
Give me a deception check.
Ooh, lie to a god.
God.
She looks at you, Turlon, and you hear it in all of your heads once again. Turlon, what did you mean?
Gosh, I don't know. That's not what I actually said. That's Kevin speaking.
Damn, I don't fucking know.
Turlon says, "Damn bitch, I don't know."
Get out of here.
Here's what I say. Here's what I say. I say I have a latent. I say it out loud,
Mhm.
not knowing whether or not I'll be granted or whether she'll hear my thoughts. I say it and think it. I don't give a shit.
Yeah.
Me, the player, I'm gonna say it. I say I have a latent connection to the energy around me. I've been told by others I shouldn't discuss it. It is a different kind of magic, that of which I don't understand. I have no interest in discussing it further with you. I'm sorry for upsetting.
I'll say, give me a diplomacy check. Again, another one.
Nat 1 incoming?
Possible.
No.
No,
26.
almost. Almost.
Damn.
You just see, there's this tense moment where, for like 5 seconds, she's just standing there, or floating there, looking at the four of you, just kind of glancing back and forth. And once again, I'll say in this moment, you all are kind of in the side of a clearing. And within the sky, you see just above you in your peripheral, and you almost glance up, just through the clouds, you see the moon move faster than you've ever seen the moon move,
Bro.
rotating in the sky until it is directly above you all.
Man.
And
Oh,
a
shit.
beam of this glowing white light comes down upon Sulon. She looks at you, Vita, and she says, I will remember this. And she transforms into Ori. You see this quick transformation into the origami bird, and it starts to
Fucking knew it.
flutter away upwards into the sky.
Just realized it's Ori for origami.
Yeah.
That's good.
It's pretty
That's
sick.
good.
It flutters away. Its paper like crane form flutters into the faster and faster up until it's out of your vision, and then the moon begins to move back into the place it was in the middle of the night. And it's been about a minute. The silence spell now allows you all to speak to each other. You once again hear all of these birds around you.
Man, I hate Ori. What was that?
Do I have my eye back?
I'll say, yeah, I'll say you have it. That'd be crazy. I'll say she handed it back to
Took
you
your eye. Oh
when
my
you were
god.
about to start talking to people. You have your eye. Yes.
Okay.
Let me start.
I got
back up
nothing to
this
say.
Brother, you called us out here. What was that?
You, Turlon, why would you say that? Why would you say that?
I rub my eyes a little bit. Clearly very, like, shook by the experience. You woke me up in the middle of the night. I wasn't processing it. I didn't think she'd hear it. You're right. It was
crazy.
a mistake. Vida, that is the richest thing I've ever heard anyone say. You
I
saying
don't
that
just
to
say
me.
the biggest secret we're keeping or somebody wakes me up in the middle of the night. That's not the first. This is bad. This is bad. This
I
is
hope
not
you
great.
find things. Hope you fix things with your
What?
whatever she is, Vida. I go back to the tent.
I'm looking at Felix.
So
Dream
that
sucks.
was real, right?
Yeah,
That
that was
was
real,
real?
man. Dude, I literally tried to go pee during that moment. And Turlin
That-
just boofed it, bro. I
You
can't.
guys are
Say,
not.
he doesn't say
You're not
bro.
understanding.
Turlin just boofed it.
I'm getting it now. All right, I'm just confirming.
Okay, so turns out Ori was Sulan the whole time, just watching us.
That's not
Yeah.
very nice.
But
Was Ori ever present? You made no, because I called him out here, and you guys made a point not to discuss it. Okay.
he was present when Felix brought it up to Siskin the other day,
Okay.
and she said, I asked her, she said she didn't know about it at that point, but now I feel like she's really gonna be screwed in this, and she's probably gonna figure us out.
If she can show, she can. Wow, I'm botching my words. Can she go back through Ori's memories?
Yep.
She can. Okay. Well, we just got through. Wow. Are you
I
gonna be
know.
able to sleep at this point?
I kind of. It's fine.
Oh, I'll stay up
The-
with you then. I'm
I'm
fine.
just saying the cat could be out of the bag at this point, didn't we?
I think it is. She's at least gonna look for. I mean, what some sort of indicator to what Turlum was referring to, and when that word comes up, the A word, the big A word,
Mhm.
it's gonna be. She'll know.
Okay. Well, I guess there's nothing we can do about it.
I mean,
I'll
what's the
just go
word?
back to
I mean, we don't know how she's gonna react. Cause wasn't the Ultra Priest like kind of, oh, just keep it on the down low, you know? But
He was
Yeah.
also level 3. She's level 2, so
I guess I
she
don't know
might
what
be a
that
lot
really
less
means.
cool. It's just like how they rank each other. I've gotten the feeling that the higher level they are, the less amicable and person-like they are.
She was mad.
Kind of
This
sounds
yeah.
like they're a little pissy about the power.
Look, I think it'll be fine because I'm looking at Vita. We are trying to stop the A word.
Okay.
People up there don't like it. Don't
Yeah.
like it,
Okay.
obviously, but we don't either. It's
Also-
not like we're trying to help it, right? We want to keep that
Yeah.
stuff out, which is what they want as well.
Uh-huh.
I know you're
So
only a month old, but also, how did she come into contact with you? Wouldn't she automatically just kind of know you have something to do with all that?
No. She said I think she said I appeared in her realm or something.
whoa.
Everyone kind of blamed her for it and they were mad at her, but she didn't actually do anything. So she's
Okay.
been kind of stuck.
Who's everyone?
I think the other deities.
Oh, they
That's
were mad
funny.
that you showed up?
That's kind of funny.
I think they were mad because they said I came
Screaming
back
like
from
Purple
across
Man.
the Alkasan Barrier, and I think they assumed she had something to do with that, and they all hate the Alkasian stuff. But
Oh.
then they realized she actually didn't do anything, and it was just coincidence. And yeah, but now she's probably gonna be really mad that she knows that. But you're right. We'll figure it out. We're helping them right now.
Yeah.
We're helping
Okay.
them. Yep.
That's You are
Well-
working for Sulan, and we're working with you. So we want what
Yeah, thank you
the
for
gods
calling us out.
want.
Glad we're all kept in the loop.
I
Uh,
do have to say though, she pretty much just told me that something else saved our lives, not you, John, but the three of our lives. It
oh,
was not anything that we know. It was something on
Oh.
occasion, purposefully intervened.
Purposefully. Oh, that sucks.
Yeah, she said it
Oh,
was.
that's really bad.
She said there was red. I know some colors. She said red light for 10 seconds. That we don't. I don't have any memory of that. I don't think we even knew that happened.
Me neither.
It saved us. So
saved you from what?
being thrown
Falling
off
to our
a
death.
mountain.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's pretty big. Well, it doesn't have to be now, but just I don't know how much longer you're gonna keep watch. Think about this. One time, I got in trouble with my mom when she found out I did something I wasn't supposed to be doing, and what I came up with was a scapegoat. I blamed it on another kid. So maybe, you know, if she is pissed about us
Okay.
working with this, we can blame it on somebody else.
Okay.
So,
All right. I remember that.
yeah.
I feel better now.
Yep.
I'm gonna go to bed.
Okay, I'll take second watch.
Vita's like, I can blame someone else
Is
for
it the
things
end or
I
the
did.
middle of
This is
Vita's
coded.
This was towards the end of Vita's watch, also.
I spend probably the rest of Alden's watch sitting in bed.
Whose watch?
Who?
Who?
Sorry, John's watch.
Who?
Just instant hounding.
John's. You guys sound like owls. John's watch while I pour over some allocation text. Not looking for anything.
Mm-hmm.
Just looking.
Staring at the curves, the lines.
Okay.
I'll
Chaos
say,
Agent Turlon, man. That's crazy.
Instigator. The instigator.
I think it's actually unreal
believe-
to bring us
oh.
into
The
this conversation.
instigator.
The
can't believe-
Instigator.
Completely
He doesn't
abort-
know about our plan to bomb the fucking monument. Yeah.
completely above board, calling us into your meeting with your patron when we're in the middle of the night, panicking while we're asleep.
Hey,
That's pretty funny, dude.
It
You
might,
had so
it
much
might be a little pot called the kettle black.
We only had so much
bit-
Yeah,
time
he
to
wanted
work
help.
with
He
that.
didn't reveal a secret, man. He just wanted help.
Oh my
Oh,
god,
you're
man, it's an emergency, Doc. This ain't football woman, dude.
How else is he gonna get us out there? She was fading. It was urgent.
He gets it.
There we
Just
go.
I would have
fading
done.
away.
I would have done the same thing.
Like, we'll move past it.
Well, no, you wouldn't
Right.
have done magic.
Fuck.
Anyway, what do I see on my watch? Does Sulan come back down? I'm like glancing at the moon to see if anything's funny.
She comes back and she's like, actually, I'm not done.
Yeah, I have
got
something to
I
say
thought
to
about
you.
it.
I had to
I have
do
some-
something
I have-
real quick, and now I'm back.
I thought about it some more, and
You pissing made me had to go, so I'm back.
Give me I can't see stuff like that. Give me a perception check, John.
Episode title should be "Lying to God."
I see everything. That moon,
Wow.
razor sharp.
Yeah, I will say, with your natural 20, your
damn.
senses are heightened. You're fully awake after that experience, trying to pee in front of a god, and performance anxiety just couldn't. And I'll say that wide awake, and you are looking and glancing up at the moon. The moon looks just a little bit bigger in the night sky. Not noticeably so. It's not like everybody's gonna be, but like whenever you've seen like a blood moon or something, like or a super moon, whatever, it's like supposed to be bigger in the sky, and it's only like a little bit. It's like that. It's maybe just an extra, tenth of a degree bigger in your vision. But it is something you notice. But the rest of your watch goes uneventful.
Okay, before I go to bed, I openly start to go pee again. I keep glancing up at the moon while I do it.
Strange relationship you developed.
it's
We harass
right down at
women in this group. Yep.
Clip that.
We harass women here.
Kind
sir.
of realizing what I'm doing here. Thought it was a funny gag, but now I'm kind of realizing it's just indecent exposure is the gag. So
But
She don't care.
the moon is.
she's
moon's
a
up
god.
there
She can
watching
see
you
everything
pee.
already. It's nothing she hasn't seen before.
True that.
Watching us every hour, every move.
Who is third watch?
I think that's me.
I think that's me. Erlon, you go
Hey, the
on out
moon's
there.
bigger if you want to say the A word again. I go to bed.
Oh my god.
Now it's a divide now.
Just
I'm
meet.
kidding. I'm kidding, man. I'm kidding. And I go to bed. Ugh.
Ignore you.
John is like, oh, I'm joking, man. I'm
I'm
joking. I'm gonna go
joking.
to
I'm
bed.
joking.
Doesn't say a word in response.
What do you
Doesn't
do?
acknowledge you.
What do you do during your watch? Just chilling. Turlon.
Yeah.
Give me a
Yeah.
perception check.
Not worried.
Not worried.
28.
Sick. It's a
Nothing.
calm evening. Calm early morning watch. And I'll say you all wake up.
I'm gonna spend my watch just while I'm watching. Doodling in my journal.
Gotcha. Now you all.
Oh,
Got my phone.
She's
You gotta
back.
calm down.
You
dude.
all
You gotta
you
calm
all
down.
you all wake up to a big loud bang.
Ah!
You all wake up in the morning, and Vita, you notice that Ori is not with you.
You're welcome. You're fucking welcome, dude.
so I have no spells.
You have all the spells you learned yesterday.
Oh fuck.
Oh,
Shit. All right.
Well, one stone, one bird, right?
Got him.
What does that mean?
Well,
Fuck that stupid origami bird.
One
You know,
stone.
two birds, one stone. I got one bird with one stone, but it's the bird we wanted to fucking get. That's the whole joke.
I thought.
And
I
he has
thought
a
he.
stone for an eye.
I
Whoa.
thought he.
It all
Comes
ties together. All right, you
All
all
right,
wake
guys.
up. Ori's not there. You,
Okay, well,
is there
honestly,
anything you all would
Go
like
on,
to
guys.
do?
okay, I'm
That's
I'm
not
with
good,
Turlin
right?
on this now. I'm with Turlin on this now. If it got
No.
rid of Ori,
John.
listen, I hated that damn bird. It's the only thing I've ever hated.
We. It was fun to fuck around with them and everything, but you know, I need him. I can't do anything. I can't do anything if he's not here.
Well,
So
wasn't
you like
Turlon
the bird?
wasn't Turlon asking like the past few nights about how you guys cast magic? Aren't there alternative ways?
Yeah, but it takes a long time to change.
This is all I got. We're on the road.
Okay, what do we calm down? Can you
What do
use any magic?
You would be so mad if your mirror flew away in the middle of the night. I
Can
can
you do
use what
magic?
I can use what I had yesterday, but nothing's gonna come back after that. So I've got pretty much.
All right, then.
If my mirror flew away, I could summon it back. I toss my mirror in the sky and then I summon it back to my
This is the
chest.
worst. This is a nightmare.
Okay.
Okay. Whatever. Whatever. Another
We'll
day.
keep it low today. You had a hell of a last couple of days. We'll keep it low today. Maybe she'll review whatever, and then she'll be like, "All right, everything is all right," and she'll give Ori back. As much as I hate to say it,
So no worry, it means we can say the big A word.
yeah. I don't know. I mean, that moon is still up there. It doesn't go away. It's still in the sky,
Well, she doesn't
like
see
just on the
She
other
doesn't
side.
see everything, right?
I have no
God don't see
idea.
everything.
Okay,
I thought God
gods
saw
are,
everything.
so gods are unequivocally, undebatably real in this world, Stephen. Yes, but like, okay, stupid
Sulan shows
question.
up.
What
You're
about
not
like,
real.
what about like the nature of divinity, if that makes sense? Like I'm talking like 300th level like Christian inter-god debate. Like, would a reasonable Sumian uh have be allowed to have contentious views on the, not necessarily whether or not gods are gods, but just like the power level of gods,
Well,
if
we
that
know
makes
she's not
sense.
omniscient because she just told me she didn't know
That's
about a bunch
true.
of stuff.
Actually, that's true. She didn't know about a bunch of stuff. So yeah.
She doesn't know about a bunch of stuff, and additionally, like no need for a 300s level course. But Vita, she directly said to you that she does not want you
Yeah.
all the time. She has other things to do, and the fact that she wasn't able to stay with y'all, let me change the music. The fact that she wasn't able to stay with y'all the whole time like, it's evident that... Let me check some things.
I hear really weird noises coming from my kitchen, like animal noises.
Yeah.
Hmm.
I'll say that, Felix,
Probably fine.
you know, just through this kind of conversation, that gods... I'm just trying to think of the words to use. They do not have the presence to watch everything all at once, but they do have the ability to watch and fuck with on an individual level if they wanted to at any time. So, in terms of divinity, if your common farmer thinks, fuck all the gods, you know, I'm gonna do it my own way, the gods probably don't give a shit because it's inconsequential to them. But Felix, you kind of hit the nail on the head. The higher up in power they go, they have a little bit more of an ego, some more than others within the same power level. But, you know, in terms of their power, a first order deity could, you know, shape terrain, could pause time, could, you know, do things that are on a level that, like, you know, you can only conceive of, like, you know, Superman type shit. Second order deities can do very powerful things within their domain. So Sulan can heavily fuck with the night and the moons, as evidenced by the fact that she moved the moon for a short period of time, right? So there is, you know, and then third order deities are even more nuanced than that, right? You know, Thaku was the sunlight witch. I mean, the Ultra Priest created vines within, you know, the city of Oaid, but
He was
maybe that's
specifically like the god of Oaid, right?
yeah, but maybe that's only his domain is Oaid. He has all this power. If he comes to Riddock, he can't do shit, right? Like, you know, there's this kind of element of specificity with gods, and, you know, so yeah, so Sulan could watch at any point in time, but it would take a certain degree of quote-unquote energy to do so. And is that worth it to her to do it? Yes or no? She seems to, in some way, be punishing Vita right now by not having Ori be around. Who knows if that...
Doesn't know what a good punishment is.
Who knows if that is... who knows if that is all she is going to do.
All right, so I'll try that. So yeah, so like Sulan could watch us, but she cannot watch us and like do other things. She's if I'm remembering, this was a very old scroll. It was old when I read it, and I was like a teenager. So, they're not omniscient. I think the First Order can focus on a lot more at once, but like Sulan can multitask as well as, well, probably a little bit better, as well as you and I, right?
We'll only discuss it when the sun's out.
She's only ever shown up at night.
She's mostly, most of her power resides with like the night and the moon, so we're safest from her during the day. I don't think that means that she can't see us, but for now we should just be careful at night because she's probably going to be taking more time out of her apparently busy schedule to watch us.
Well, as far as the spells go, at least we still have one option. If you can't cast anything, that coin, remember?
Oh yeah.
Use that coin.
Yeah, the coin.
Then you've got all those shrinking candies, so you can shrink
If you
things
need
still.
the coin, let me know.
I'll let you guys know. Yeah. Why don't we go?
All right.
Okay.
I'm gonna walk up to Vita. I'm gonna stare him in the eye, not antagonistically, but just
Single.
I'm gonna look at your eye. Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Why are you going against what Sulan wants in this?
I don't know. I don't know. All this shit is happening to me all the time. I'm just going from the Ultra Priest told us to keep it quiet, because the higher the deities go, the worse they like the stuff we're worried about. And I don't know how much I can trust her, so I was just keeping it far away from that. Because if she tells the others maybe on her side, and then they all are coming after us or something, I don't want any of that.
I paused for a moment. Do you know if she was your patron before? For Zel?
I don't know
Greatest?
anything about that, no. She hasn't said anything either. She's implied this is a new relationship, but I have no idea.
Turn around. Walk away.
Oh shit! Right, we rested.
We did.
New horses?
So
Oh, sorry.
I'm not gonna change my spells, Steven, and I didn't lose any HP, so I'm not gonna hit the rest button. I'm just gonna prepare my spells the same exact way, and cast 4 more mounts for all of us.
Sounds good.
I'm gonna use my
Let's go.
tattoo to read the next line
Sure. Yep.
in the Alkasan text.
Get it in notes. I have it ready real quick. The exact next line? Like whatever the
Yep.
second like whatever is next.
As long as everything that, and then as long as I can after that word.
Gotcha.
Ideally, I want to know the rest of that sentence, maybe more. I don't know how long the tattoo gets me.
Well, I hope you sleep well tonight.
Isn't this the morning?
Yeah,
Yeah,
it is
I'm
now
just-
morning.
Yep. I know what I said.
So the next part
And-
was
and-
created during this period. Initially, all of the Alkas created.
Gotta keep sitting on that.
Things to think about. Alright, I would like a survival check from you, Felix. See how
Dude,
well you can
really?
traverse all around your
His check.
horses. A nice 19. Let's see what the last one was. I should just have this in my notes. I'll say that you once again travel. It appears like the forest is getting thicker and thicker with the bramble, and even with your survival check, Felix, it is getting a little bit more difficult to traverse through, especially on horse.
No.
It's kind of harder to walk through in a certain way, and I'll say that you are only able to make it about 25 miles.
No.
More. This trip. Let me mark it with the green. And it is a relatively uneventful day, but it about halfway through the day as you're traveling, it is getting thicker, the bramble is getting thicker, rain begins to pour above, hitting kind of the trees around. You are covered by trees a good amount of the time, but sometimes you have to walk through a small clearing and you get a little wet. Do you all how do you all prepare for the rain? Do you do anything different, or just trudge on through?
Let me see what spells I've got.
I'm gonna look for a big leaf, like the biggest leaf I can find.
There are some very
Hmm.
large leaves.
And
I can say you could find one that's like a couple feet wide.
yeah, I'm just gonna use that as like an impromptu umbrella.
Don't do anything.
just,
Does my
just
traveler's any tool function as an umbrella?
It could make a small umbrella. Sure.
I'll take out
like
this
one that wide. Like a little a
yeah.
hat.
Yeah, I take out this this wood rod capped with steel tips, and I'm just going to tap 3 times, and you see the silver tip fade away as it seems the wood kind of unnaturally stretches and grows, sort of like a blob before solidifying into like parsable, logical wooden shape of a wooden umbrella. It's just bigger than my head. Hold it up, and then I pull my big purple cloak that I'm always wearing real tight and up to my neck.
I'm just gonna take it. I have the draw moisture spell, and I like the rain, so I'm fine.
So, I'll say, how does the
This is-
rain affect the
this is
horses? Does it
John.
land on them? It's up to you.
Yeah, it does. They are physical, but they're not like thinking creatures.
Gotcha.
They are they're like robots that look like horses. They do what they're told, and that's about it.
So,
I guess if I wanted to, I could just I don't have to give them the shape of horses. I think Felix just does that because that is like the easiest to be like, oh, this is a horse. I know what to do with a horse.
true.
So, but yeah, no, it falls on them, and then they are just continue to stare forward.
Sick.
While
say
we
something,
walk,
John? Oh, yeah,
while we ride. Oh no, you go, John, please.
Do I say anything?
well, you said you were. I heard you begin to speak.
Nah, I think I was just making noises.
Gotcha. And Turtle, and you go.
I'm gonna pull out from one of the pockets that I have the recipe that I got a while ago for long-term memory loss potions.
Okay.
We never tried that on Vita, right?
You all have not, no.
I'm gonna start taking stock of the ingredients, see what I have, see what I don't, and in character, want to know what I could do to make the potion, and in game, I want to know what I'd have to do mechanically.
Mechanically, you would have to, find a station to kind of brew potions with, which you all do not have the kits to do such things. But, I mean, as you are traveling through, sometimes you kind of pass by, small hamlets, little clusters of houses, maybe every once in a while, like a little village. But most of the time, if y'all are trying to head east, you wouldn't spend a lot of time there. Maybe stop on quick supplies. So yeah. I would say if you wanted to try and stop by and try and find a potion shop of some sort during one of those, you could make a roll.
I'll wait until Kihasi.
Okay, sounds good.
Is anybody selling firewood?
There's some people selling firewood.
I'm gonna buy some firewood because wood is wet because of the rain.
How much?
Good idea.
I want 16 logs.
Damn, bro, where are we gonna put these logs?
Like logs, or just like
The little things. Well, I'll buy 8. I'll buy 8, and then just kind of one by one put them in Craig's bag, Felix's bag.
Will they fit in my pouch? It's because it's more of a pouch than a bag.
You can surely tie 2 logs to each horse. I got rope.
I mean, we could, yeah.
All
They
right,
won't
let's just tie them.
test.
We're gonna burn them anyway.
I'll go ahead and do
Just
it.
keep them dry.
And give me a silver for those 8 logs.
I'm not paying that. Kidding.
I'm just
Kidding.
I'm just kidding.
10 copper? Yeah, it's crazy.
I'll
So
go
outdoor-
ahead- I'll go
outdoor
to
boys.
silver to find some blankets
Outdoor boys
To cover
surviving in
the,
the Tiggly Forest.
or like some like leather tarp or like leather hides to cover the wood.
Okay.
How much that cost me?
That would be 5 copper to just get some leather.
Got it.
Not needs to be worn, just needs to cover. You all make it, through a rainy day, but you eventually, while it is still raining, it is now the evening time. You kind of set up camp. How would you all like to set up camp? Who's doing watches? Anybody want to say anything to anybody? It's still kind of raining, not pouring, but it's kind of been miserably wet for the past 5-6 hours.
Find a dry pack. Yeah. First thing I do is after we get set up, just kind of set up tent. I imagine I don't know how we set up a fire when is it still raining?
It's still raining right now.
God damn it! I don't know. How do you set up a fire in a rainstorm?
Sounds like a Felix question.
Look for like.
Big ass lean-to, make a small fire under it.
All right.
What's a? Can we help you make a lean-to? I've never done that. Would you get it?
Let's see. I assume this is a survival roll, Stephen.
Mm-hmm. Done it many a time. DC is low for you.
Nice.
This is the best damn lean-to you ever made. It's big enough that you all can fit underneath it, and the tent, and a nice fire.
God damn, that's a massive
and dry.
lean-to.
Yeah, you
You
found the
find a
perfect
really-
materials.
The Tilgi Forest has some big ass trees.
Yeah,
right?
I guess I'm
Mhm.
still wearing the giant leaf on my head.
Yeah, we find there's 2 gigantic trees close enough to each other where we can fit the tent in the middle of them, and then I tie together a lean-to using vines as rope and shit, to just cover up a good little space outside. So there's what's the right word? A common room outside of our bedroom that is the tent. So there's just a little area that's
Sick.
dry for us.
It is
Hell
it is
yes.
perfectly dry.
All right,
The wind
once
is
it's
not
dry,
picking up too much.
I take out my book and I write down to do green men, and then I close it.
I love it.
I'm going to sit down by fire, take notes on the memory loss recipe,
Mm-hmm.
and write down a summary of the past couple days in my journal.
Based.
I will turn over at one point, having sitting next to John. What are you writing?
It's my to-do list and to-done list.
What's
And
the done?
I guess False Hydra is the most recent. But to do includes let's see, I got Dragon, Greenman, Titan, Quack. Yeah, this is all stuff for later. Oh shit, let me write this down. I write down Ultra Priest.
At one point, I turn around and I look just who's nearby. Are Vita and Felix also at this fire right now?
That's up to Vita and Felix. Y'all will be at the fire.
It's still raining, right?
Yep.
Did you say yes, Dylan?
Yeah.
Okay.
I am taking this moment to. I've been like kind of wet all day, mostly like lame and bad. I think I've just been every so often using the draw moisture cantrip to dry myself off and then just get wet again, so I'm not completely soaked. But now I can be soaking wet on my terms, so I am just meditating out where the tree coverage does not stop the rain. So no, I'm not by the fire.
Sick.
You guys have anybody that you met, that's really stuck with you, like in a good way, a positive way? Like as a group, maybe someone before I joined.
No.
I look up at you a little bit. I kind of shrug. I hope Kenny's doing okay. I look to Felix and Vita.
I'm like 20 feet away. Sorry, I'm not.
I still look at you.
Yeah, I'm not a part of the conversation. I'm in my
Still look at
zone.
you.
I'm
Who's
just
that?
making it clear, dog.
And she's a girl we met, a young child. The father, mother, family, killed by wolves, probably the same corrupted wolves, because of the Gatch brothers. That's why we met, the three of us, we met in Felix's cabin, escaping from the woods. It was a snowstorm.
So you met in a storm, and now you're chasing a storm.
I look up from my journal. Yeah, politic, I guess.
Brother, if that isn't fate, I don't know what is. You look down. John has a big empty glass of and it's XXX on the side of it.
That's for the drink.
Awesome.
It's
Awesome.
completely empty. Don't know when he drank that.
I look I kind of eye Vita. Do you believe in fate?
I don't know.
What do you believe in?
I don't know. I'm not in the mood for a big talk tonight, guys. Let me just hang out here.
All right. Oh,
I look towards John. Assassin I knew in the 10 cuts. Eleanor. She was very skillful. Good with the knife. I take out my knife and I like kind of twirl it a bit. She taught me some things like this. She'd probably still be no match for you, John.
thanks.
I think she could probably kill me pretty easily.
Oh,
I like toss the knife up, does circles. I grab it.
well, that reminds me of somebody I knew named Mimi. I was in her group. This is about a couple years after I left town. She picked me up because I was working as a bouncer and invited me to her. We traveled around for a bit. Me and her buddies. Then they all died. They all got killed by what was originally we thought were snakes, but then it was just a hydra. So
The same kind of thing we thought.
no, it was a normal one.
What's the
But
difference?
yeah, they all died.
What makes it normal?
Well, it's snakes. It's
I haven't seen
snakes.
anything like that before. Oh no, we have that in Watat.
Hydras is snakes.
I nod at you a little bit and I write down Hydra is snakes in my journal.
New shirt. Steven, Sumia merch idea. Hydras is snakes.
Hydras and
Hydras is
snakes.
snakes. And
Just-
then
I turn towards Vita again. I look back at John. Is it normal to be friends with a second order deity? Or whatever it is you call it? How normal is that? Have you ever seen one of those before, John?
No, I don't like that kind of stuff. I don't really. It's never been my thing.
You asking the wrong guy.
It's not my thing. The only thing I know about deities, I had a dream where I saw a quack,
What?
and well, he's the god of strength. And I just, and I saw him beat a dragon up, and I was like, I gotta get that guy. So, but being friends with one, I don't know. I met some weird people.
Well, I suppose Sula and Vita aren't exactly friends right now.
Nope.
I
It's
look
fine.
up. I look up at the moon and I linger on it for maybe a good 15 seconds. Back down.
You look over, there's another bottle with 3 X's on it, completely
How
empty.
John, were you seriously trying to piss?
Well, I wanted to distract her.
Do you
Yeah.
think it would have worked?
I think she would have been stunned for a little bit. Kind of any. Vita kept saying she was fading, so any little distraction probably would have helped.
I mean,
I could have taken it a step further if you know what I mean, but I didn't. So
I cocked my
I thought
head.
that mean?
I'm not sure I do know what you mean.
I
But
think
more
that would have been
importantly,
it would have been a little too crass.
uh-huh. I think taking your pants off was most of the shock right there.
What? I didn't pull him down. I have buttons.
We all could all see what you were doing. I think that was enough.
Look
of
over,
the shock.
John's just bare ass with his pants down by his ankles, just going. Ugh.
He's one of those guys.
Sulan has no comment.
Mhm.
Yeah.
More important things.
It's just crazy.
Look,
Well,
I don't
maybe
think your pussy
maybe
would have
if
made
you
all that much
you
of a
know
difference.
maybe since Ori's not here, maybe you'll get someone new and better. Maybe you'll find a new Ori, like Gami. You can name her Gami or something. And
Oh, yeah.
Did you
Why don't
come
we
up with
just
the
sit by the
name,
fire?
Ori?
just all right. Another bottle.
Yeah, can I have some of that?
Yep. It
How strong is this?
it's
I'll
200
taste it.
proof.
Oh my god.
Oh my god.
No, that's not edible. That's not. You can't drink that.
I already took a swig.
I take it and I smell it.
It's gonna damage me.
Like, part of me is like above board. Surely it's not 200 proof, but knowing John, maybe it could be. So I
Yeah.
take it to smell it.
That's
Dude, you
Does it
should make a
smell
fortitude
200 proof?
save. You should make a fortitude save.
What does it smell like, John?
it smells like
You're
Have
fine.
you ever like
Sucks,
someone uses hand sanitizer in the classroom, but you can smell it no matter where you sit?
Mm.
It's like that. It's just like
Damn.
it overwhelms the senses.
I sniff
I go,
it and I start.
Yeah, I was surprised. It seems, I was in a thing called Scruggs, and the guy Scrug, he drank this, and he said it was making him blind. But I've been having this for a few years, and honestly, it doesn't really do that much.
Can we rewind? Where's Scruggs?
A
is
Scruggs
Scruggs?
trading caravan.
Oh, of course. I hand back the death water to you.
Yep.
Is that legal?
Yeah.
Hey,
Yeah.
give me one more sip of that.
Yeah. Yeah, I hand it back over.
Starting to feel a little lighter.
You know, this is pretty good, but nothing beats
I yell out.
It's starting to
Do
Do I
hurt.
have to make a fortitude saving throw? Do I have to
You
do
did not,
anything?
John. You
Okay.
You drank this for over a decade.
Yeah.
I yelled
Since
in
10.
Elvish to Felix. I yelled in
Oh,
Elvish.
Grandpappy John was like, I want a sip of this.
Come and check out this alcohol Felix has. I think it'll kill you. Or sorry, this that John has.
John is.
And
Okay.
then, this is pretty good stuff. But right before I met you guys,
This
there
is
was I was at a harbor, and this pirate passed me something called Allmeyer's Brew.
All right, enough of this. Not true.
It all
It's
comes
not canon.
together.
I didn't say that, but it'd be funny if that was true.
Mhm.
I don't think there was a single There's not a chance for that to get in the market. Yeah, this is
Hand
just
the
called
bottle
a.
to Felix.
Yep.
Take off my shirt to dry it by the fire, and then I take a sip. Much like you were doing right now, Steven, but like less than that.
Yeah, give me a fortitude save.
Nice.
You're fine. You're
Nice,
fine.
nice.
It's strong, but
Ugh!
you've had
I
your
didn't
fair
like that.
share of homemade alcohol before.
Ugh.
Yep.
I'm not
That
trying
was not
that.
very nice.
Classic
I'm not having this
Scruggs.
again. Yeah, classic Scruggs.
I got a
Do I
good buzz.
recommend
Classic
how
Scruggs.
how wide ranging is the Scruggs brand name? Not at all.
You have never heard of the Scruggs.
Could be fake. Could be fake.
Well, I got a
Does
good
it
buzz
actually
going.
just say XXX on it?
Yeah.
Does
Yeah,
it come? Does it come like this with the X's on it?
I don't know.
Oh my gosh, my cat.
I just found those. Just kind of found them in these bottles. I got a nice good buzz going. You know, I'm a little fuzzy, but I'm gonna hand the bottle over to Via. You have the rest of that if you.
Are we so
Thanks,
sure that's a
man.
good idea?
I'm sure it's
Another
fine.
big gulp.
Gulp.
Big.
I'm going to.
As soon as it goes down your throat, you feel something start to bubble. You burp, and it's a little bit more than a burp. And you have
I'm
to
going.
you retch up a little.
I'm just gonna, for roleplay's sake, I'm just gonna say this is like a very generic. Like Steven, could I just say this is a very generic, Sumian equivalent of like Everclear or something
Yep.
like that, and
Works
that
for
you can
me.
just find it in most potion shops or apothecaries or alcohol
It's for
stores.
cleaning. Yeah.
Yeah, it's for cleaning.
Not for drinking.
Captain
Gonna
Knuckles'
take-
ass drink.
I'm gonna not like confiscate, but I'm just going to like try to get the bottle from Vita, just like as if I'm going for it on my own.
Yeah, you can have
Have a
it.
drink. Cool. I'm then not going to have a drink. Just hold on to it.
Alright, who is
And I
taking
just-
first watch?
I will, and I just stand there.
And who is taking second and third?
Is it my turn for second?
I got third.
Okay. Alright, 2 nights in a row, I won't complain.
Give me a perception check, John. And give me with -2. Because you are a little
Not
drunk.
worried about it. Not worried about it at all.
Easy.
Easy peasy.
Even with a -2. You... in this clearing, the only most eventful thing that happens, you're just listening to the sounds, is the rain does eventually stop. In the middle of the night.
Turn off my rain noises.
Yep. Now it's just forest night sounds.
Olive going
And then-
ham.
Yeah.
Then I hear a
Oh,
horrible
hell.
squeaking. That's what Gatch's laugh sounds like.
Mm-hmm. And you all, your watch ends without incident. The rain eventually stops. It still sounds like there's rain, but I don't think so. Let me try and reset the sounds.
Like just me, like no,
Oh wait,
nondescript
I don't have the
wind
rain.
I thought
noises.
this was just like wind.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's just wind. Okay, we're fine. That is the end of your watch. Who was second watch? It was Vita.
Me.
Yep. Give me a perception check. Is there anything specific that you want to do during your watch? It's up to you.
No,
Okay. I'll say
just chilling.
through your watch, you contemplate about how Ori is no longer here, but luckily you haven't had to use any spells today. It kind of sucked. You're happy that the rain has ended. But I'll say, a couple points throughout the middle of the night, there's just, in the middle of the clearing, you see some rabbits run through. Just some little critters. It seems like, especially now when you're walking through this area and just kind of sitting here, it seems to be a little bit more lively than the animal sounds. from where you were previously, even though it is still more of a bramble, kind of thicker area of the forest. But the rest of your watch goes uneventful. Who's last?
Me.
Turlan, it is your turn. Give
Yeah,
me a perception check.
Will do. Throughout my watch, at various moments, I am going to just mutter to myself, Prestel, Fenar, Turlon. Prestel, Fenar, Turlon. Just off and on throughout the night.
Things to think about. You are thinking to yourself these names, saying them out loud, and then, through the rustles of the leaves, it gets a little bit windy. You hear a crack of what sounds like a stick, kind of off to the clearing to the right a little bit. You look to the back right, and as you're staring, and you start kind of staring more intensely, you hear speaking in a deep guttural voice. What languages do you know, Turbo?
A great question to be asked. Wow.
Common,
It's
Elvish. You are allowed to take one, or whatever you want.
Common, Elvish. I can't answer that without metagaming, so let's call it Common and Elvish, and leave it at that, and not worry about it.
Okay. We will debate it later. But you do not understand this language, but it is deep, guttural, and do you do anything? You just begin to hear speaking kind of off in the distance.
As soon as we've not left a fire out, right? At this point, is between watches.
If it has, it's certainly dwindled down by the end of the third watch.
What I'm going to do is I'm going to like get low to the ground, and I'm going to slip into the tent.
Okay. Give me a stealth check.
$21.
Let me check something real quick.
Uh-oh.
Uh-oh. As you begin to move around towards in the tent, your foot kind of catches just the edge of the fire pit that was created, and it makes this sound. And you hear from this talking, the talking suddenly stops, and you hear this grunt, like, sound. But you are now within the tent. What do you do?
Alright, I'm going to, in the following order.
Okay.
Felix, John, Vita, attempt to wake people up one at a time. I'm going to whisper in Elvish to Felix. I hear someone outside the tent. I'm going to whisper the same thing to John in Common. I'm going to say someone's outside to Vita in Elvish.
Give me a stealth check for you talking.
Walking.
Yep.
Quietly shaking them.
Nat 1.
There's
somebody outside!
It's an emergency!
That one. Someone's out there!
Try to roll above average.
You shake. First, Felix, how do you react to being woken? Turlon is being very obviously quiet as they awake you.
I feel like it's not unreasonable to be like somewhat have trained for dangerous situations, so
Yeah. You've been woken up in the middle of the night by things.
So yeah, I'm just quiet about it. I think Felix has trained any like responses out of him to being woken up abruptly. So
okay.
I'm quiet and I just kind of like nod once I take in what was said to me.
Okay. As you're moving over to John, Turlon, to kind of wake them up, Felix and Turlon, You hear more cracking of branches, kind of maybe 30, 35 feet away, and just some low grunts, no words per se, but and it, I'll say just based off of passive perception. Felix, it sounds like there's more than one thing making grunt noises. They have a different intonation to them, but you're going over to wake up John Turlon.
Yep.
How do you react, John? I'll say you're able to be woken up. You see
like
that
take a-
Turlon is very obviously trying to wake you up quietly.
Kind of take a sharp breath in, just like a, and then just kind of look around and give like a thumbs up.
You see Felix getting up, and Turlon, as you start to move over to Vita, all of you just feel the ground shake just a little bit from a boom as something kind of hits the ground. And as you're about to wake up, Vita, a second sound kind of shakes the ground just a little bit. It's not like earthquake levels, but it's certainly something is hitting the ground. But you go to wake up Vita.
I would say I hesitate for just a moment, and then under my breath, does it interact with what I'm doing, Alex? Because I can shut up.
No, I want to turn to a rat and see what's outside.
I whisper under my breath in Elvish. I say, please don't freak out. And then I put my hand on Vita's shoulder and I say, wake up, something's outside, be quiet, in Elvish.
Oh. Okay.
You see that everybody's up, and they're all being very silent as you all look over, and Felix transforms into a rat.
I'm gonna nod at
What?
Felix.
Hold on. Pest form. Spell effect. I need to do this because it does affect my stats.
Okay. And
Extra tiny.
as you transform into a rat, all four of you hear, maybe 20 feet away, you hear, it looks like someone has spoken something. Do
that?
any of you speak giant?
Nope.
No, sir.
Nope.
Nope.
I want to try to.
Do not know what was just spoken, but it sounds like someone spoke something.
I want to try to sneak out of the tent and see what the hell is going on.
Give me a little stealth check for me.
Okay.
Okay. You get a +10 to it.
Oh.
That's a 21. Let me.
And they're chasing a little Bilbo type character.
Where's my forest sounds? Sorry, you have enough on your plate as a Stephen. I just missed my forest sounds.
That
If there's
can't be good.
hobbits that run in this tent, I'm gonna lose my mind.
I mean,
They
if
run around in circles.
it's not that bad if they noticed a rat. What are they gonna do? Freak out about a tiny little rat? They're giants.
The hobbits just don't run in a circle.
Felix, you go.
Maybe they're
you kind of
BFGs.
move out of
Bunch
the
of
tent
guys.
and beyond the fireplace that is now just kindling at this point, or just coals at this point. You see standing within the clearing of where your tent was set up, two very large humanoid creatures. Felix, give me a nature check for me to see.
Oh
if you
boy, oh
recognize them.
boy. The only thing I'm expertly trained in.
He's good at this one. He's good at this one.
Oh.
These,
Sorry.
you see in front of you two cyclops. These
Oh my
large
God.
humanoid entities, heads kind of within their shoulders, no neck and a massive eye.
God.
And one of them they're wearing these ragged clothes. one of them is carrying just this huge, probably like 3 foot wide, curved axe, just in 2 hands as it's walking by, and another one appears to have a very large, what looks like, let me make sure I know. Yeah, a large, huge crossbow. Like these entities, or these creatures are probably like 10, 11 feet tall. And there appears to be 2 of them, and they're walking. And as you kind of move out and you try and find a corner or like hide behind something, you hear one of them grunt and look down at you. They don't seem to react, but they see that there's a rat that has moved out of this enclosure. It knows that it's spotted you. But you just look like a rat right now. But what do? They have noticed you.
I try to mimic the regular prey animal response. Whatever. I don't remember in real life if that's scurrying away or just staying very still. I'm not sure what rats do.
I'd imagine they would do either one, so it's up to you in this situation.
I would stay very still until the Cyclops begins to react, and then I would try to run away. Away from the tent.
The one with the axe kind of lets go of the head of the axe and lets it swing to the ground, and it kind of impacts the ground. Big, large sound as it slowly starts to walk towards you about 10 more feet, and it looks like it's reaching out its hand.
Oh my god.
I fucking scurrying away.
Okay. You scurry away. You give me a acrobatics check if you can as a rat. Let me see.
Oh yeah.
Yes, you get a plus 10.
Rat check.
Well, you already know I'm using the 1 hero point I get per session.
2 number
to
ones,
be-
2 natural ones. Can we have it?
I'll do
Can we
this. To me.
please have it?
Double the
Oh,
score.
that was a 2. That'd be funny as fuck, man.
Oh, almost. Okay. But you all, it kind of reaches out towards you and you move out of the way. Do you travel kind of through the legs of the giant or just directly away from both the tent and the giant?
I'm gonna
What direction do you want to move?
go through its legs to try to confuse it, and I'm gonna start squeaking loud as fuck
Okay.
to let the others in the tent know that it's probably not gonna be peaceful.
I'll say that the 3 of you hear this large thud and this kind of dragging sound, and then sound, and then you hear this squeaking of a rat, kind of traveling a little bit further away from you, and you hear this frustrated grunt, and you hear a response from another creature. All 4 of you, obviously, but you Felix can see it is the one behind with the crossbow that kind of responds, and they appear to be talking to each other, and the one with the crossbow now sees that you are moving between. Do the 3 of you do anything? You hear squeaking of a rat, you hear these 2 giants talking to each other. The voices kind of resonate amongst you all.
I need to piss in real life, bro.
Does anyone speak rat? And I peek my head outside the tent.
Yeah.
Gingerly, sneakily.
See what's out there,
Okay.
John.
Okay.
What do you
See what's
are
up
John
there, John.
eyes see?
John, give me a
See our
stealth
John
check for me.
eyes. Okay. Stealth?
They are currently distracted, so I'll take that into factor with the DC. Nice.
6.
You are able to peek your head out and you see 2 of these gigantic cyclops. These are very large creatures. You have never seen cyclops before, but they are kind of facing one another, and just in this brief moment you see a rat kind of moving between the legs of the one with a gigantic crossbow, which is a little bit further away, and it looks like they're about to reach down.
When we were shopping, John, did you get an invisibility potion?
No, I didn't. I must have bought it for somebody else. I kind of go, oh, and I go back inside the tent and go, okay, it's 2 really big guys and they both only have 1 eye. They just tried to grab Felix, but he got away.
Vita, do you have invisibility prepped?
Yeah,
For
but
1 or 2 people?
just me.
I don't know if they know we're here.
I think it's fair to assume they do. They were in the clearing.
John, do
Also-
you think you can take him?
Yeah.
I'll say, Felix,
you
what are
sure?
you doing in this moment?
Are you sure?
Yeah.
Just fucking lying, dude.
Felix, what are you doing?
Um,
You've ran between the legs, and it seems like they are focused on you, kind of talking to each other. Not like scampering after you, but their focus is on you right now.
All right, hold on. Before I make my decision, I, the player, need to be informed of something.
Sure.
So, what do I know about cyclopses? Like, what niche do they fill?
Also, really quickly, I relate to the other two that they have an axe and a giant bow.
Sounds good. You, based off of your nature check before, which
Yeah, like,
was a 30, you know that they are not intelligent at all. They are very hungry. They eat a lot. They like to hoard food. And they are pretty brutal. Sometimes they travel in packs, but oftentimes they are alone. So 2 Cyclops kind of wandering through the forest at night, not the most unheard of thing. It's kind of unfortunate that you all have found upon them. But they are formidable. They're huge. They are giant. But they're
What do
dumb.
rations look like in Sumia?
What do what? Look like?
What do rations look like? I have I have like multiple days rations.
I'll say they're just little packs with dried meat, maybe some,
Can I have a
everything's
crazy
dried
idea?
out.
They're super hungry. Okay, I have an invisibility potion. Stick two shrinking candies in 2 like rations, and then go use the invisibility potion, and then throw
Devious.
throw it out on the
Devious.
ground,
Yeah.
and then I will yell it worked. If they take it, we can go and we can win the fight
Step
easily.
on them. That sounds funny. Yeah.
Let's fucking do it. I'm gonna take out 2 rations that I have. I have 2. I will go ahead and mark that down. I had 2 total ones, each one that's 7 days worth of food. So I'll do
Yes.
2 of one of them, and I will stuff a shrinking candy inside. Now be doing this really quickly.
Okay.
Uh,
I'll say
and
while this is happening, Felix, what are you doing in terms of you just move between the legs of the crossbow one? They seem to be.
So they're
focused
like analogous to like invasive species. They like kind of fuck up they take too much food and they just kind of make it worse for everyone in the area that they are in, right? Okay, cool.
They're not really someone you can like talk to.
They don't sound like creatures I like having around.
No.
So it's stupid to fight them 1 versus 2, so I'm just going to continue to try to run between their feet and disorient them and continue to squeak very loudly. And I'm trying to stall them until the rest of my group gets ready to come out and help me.
Okay, give me an acrobatics check for me, Felix.
Oh yeah!
'Cause
Got
they
that
are-
rat plus 10.
They are actively trying to grab you.
Oh no, that's a 16.
oh no!
You are kind of weaving in them, and are you squeaking throughout the whole time? I'd imagine
Absolutely,
just
nonstop.
yelling.
If this were real life, I would be just yelling, screaming
Mhm.
constantly. But I'm
Yes.
doing it as a rat instead.
Sounds good. I'll say you're
Very annoying.
weaving through, and the one with the axe, you are trying to kind of weave around, and then all of a sudden you feel your tail yoinked from behind you as you are grabbed, and you are suddenly being lifted through the air as a rat. I'll say just as you finish stuffing 2
Holy shit.
shrinking candies into some rations.
Great. Well, that sucks. I'm gonna take my invisibility potion. And I'm gonna hold the rations under my hands, like kind of held like this, so that they're behind invisible. Well, actually, I don't know if that actually hides it.
That would not hide it.
I don't think the Cyclopses are smart enough to really care. So I'm gonna take these. I'm gonna mutter under my breath. I'm going to yell in Elvish that it worked. If they're shrunk, come as fast as you can. If I yell that, and then I'm going to sprint out of the tent. And I'm going to describe what I want to do, and then Steven resolve it how you wish. And I know it might change depending on what's happening to Felix when I get there. But I'm going to run out, keep an eye out for Felix. But that aside, I want to sprint up to the goblin, to the Cyclops, and just kind of like kind of wave the rations around, and then put them on the ground.
Okay.
Bless you.
I'll say that you are easily able to do all that and run out. We're going to resolve how influential you can be with a check in a second, but Felix, you are now currently being lifted up, and you see, just maybe in your peripherals, depending on whatever you're doing, you just see 2 rations start to kind of like run out of, just floating through the air towards the giants from the tent. No attempt to be stealthy of it. I'll say that, just with your perception, you can kind of hear some footsteps, but you can presume at what's happening. But right now you're being currently held by a Cyclops, 5-6 feet in the air as a little rat by the tail.
I want to, seeing that a plan is afoot, I'd like to wait until the last possible second to, ideally after it seems that whatever it is they're doing, the friend plan has worked, to untransform, and then I want to cast Shocking Grasp at the last possible moment.
Okay, so you're just staying as rat for right now.
Staying
just
as rat, and I'm wiggling.
happens.
I'm trying to. What I'm doing is I'm trying to escape.
Okay.
And if that fails, I will wait until the last second. If I can't get out and he just tries to drop me into his mouth, I'll transform back and then just Shocking Grasp him.
Gotcha. Give me an athletics check.
Why would you ask that of me, a rat, with a -10 to athletics because of my pest form?
Because you ain't moving around no more. You're flailing.
I'm
You're
a
trying to use your
little
little rat
guy.
All right, so it's -4 to the roll.
Unfortunately, you're not able
Rat strength, baby.
to rat out of this one. This is too much of a grip on it. But give me
Bro's not the mega rat.
How do you're just flinging them around? Is there anything specific that you want to do? Do you want to say anything, or you just
surely
in
they
general,
smell good. Well, okay.
Or you just
In my head, I'm like,
food or
these
anything
smell
else?
good. They're food. So I think I'm gonna run out and wave. If it seems like there's a considerable amount of time where I'm not being acknowledged, I might change course. But the plan is that they're gonna want to take the food. Wave it at them. Food. I'm not saying food, but it's food.
Yeah.
It's food.
As you're starting to wave up, you see the one with the crossbow is slowly just looking up, lifting up this rat, about to drop it into its mouth. And you see the other one is just looking up at it with its back towards you. It's kind of at this angle. No one is looking at the food currently. They are engrossed by the rat.
You said they're 15 feet in the fucking air? They're 10 feet tall?
They're 10 feet tall, lifting up in the air, so the rat is probably a good, 13, 14 feet in the air.
Fucking fuck off. Okay, I'll use my mirror form to stand on his shoulder and try to drop the ration in his ugly ass open mouth, the one that's about to eat Felix.
Okay. Alright.
Oh
Yeah.
my god.
I like
So
it.
I tap my mirror and I get ready to appear. You know what? I'm gonna yell in Elvish. Yeah, I'm gonna yell in Elvish. I'm doing something stupid. In Elvish, and then I go and do it.
Okay.
Oh, John, let's go.
I look out the tent. I'm just kind of like, okay.
Let's go get him.
Yeah, I'm like, all right, this is not going well.
Give me an acrobatics check to roll on. As you are performing this action, it's instantaneous. The light of the moon bouncing off of your mirror. Let's see if you can
28.
perfectly get it. Yeah, I'll say that you are able to blink up suddenly with... Now, I will say, does your mirror have the ration? Is that how it works? I know with weapons you can choose.
So what I want to do, I don't give a shit. I'll cancel it, and I'll be on his fucking
I see
shoulder.
what you're saying. Okay, yeah.
And
but
whatever
you
I
are-
have to do, I'll be on his
Okay.
shoulder.
Okay, you are able to get the light bouncing off of the moonlight.
To be
coming
clear, I
through
think
the
it's obvious,
trees.
but this is the one that's trying to eat Felix.
Yes, exactly. Yes. Felix, suddenly just out of the peripheral, it's holding up a rat, and it sees on the side, just suddenly on its shoulder, dropping in a ration into its mouth, down its gullet. I'll say, with how high of a roll that was, I'll say that it just right down the open throat. As you look down, Turlon, this is just a moment of adrenaline. This is a creature that is so large, its throat is probably like, the width of the ration that you are dropping it down as it has opened its gullet, ready to just swallow this rat whole. And you drop it directly in, and it immediately reacts with you on its shoulder by dropping Felix out of the air and, looking down as it is now just swallowed instantly, this ration wrapped in just dried food with the shrinking candy within. Do you drop both rations or just one of them?
Double the shrinking termite cyclops.
I'm not gonna make it to the other one before I get cyclopsed, so yeah.
You
Fuck
just
it.
drop
Like a
both
cell,
then?
if it's
Okay.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
functional.
Shrinking in it.
Yep. I presume this counts as a hostile action, making me visible.
Yes, that absolutely. So
We
you
send a
have dropped it.
cyclops to the fucking quantum realm.
You
Yeah.
suddenly
Yeah.
you suddenly appear. The other cyclops. This must be the craziest sight ever. Felix, you just suddenly see, just through a flash of light, you see a light, a beam of light come from the moon, and then suddenly appearing, Turlon appears on the shoulder of it, dropping this ration within. You start to free fall through the air. John and Vita, you are coming out of this tent. I will say, I would like to roll initiative real quick.
Make this a
Yeah,
quick one, boys.
no
Yeah,
kidding.
this will be a quick one. Don't worry.
What am I rolling for initiative?
Roll.
Just take my acrobatics, please.
Yeah, what
Take
am I
your
rolling also?
Take your acrobatics, and I'll say
I'm free to
you
go.
acrobatics as well, Mr. Rat. But
Please call him Rat. Mr. Rat's my father.
Hey. Oh wait,
yeah, I'll
shit, hold on, no.
I'll set it.
Oh, I
as
didn't do
a
it. Well,
shield
that's
for
24, so I just said it. Forgot to change the thingy.
Let me get all of you within one quick moment. Vita, John, Turlon, you're on the shoulder. Or he's not here. Alright.
Thank fucking God, dude.
Let me bring you all to this kind of tilgy forest within Foundry. Get some action music in here,
Hello.
dude.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, there we go. Awesome. So
Hello!
we are going to activate an encounter.
Oh God, I don't like him. I
What do I
don't
roll?
like him.
Roll perception check, John and Vita, please.
Thank God I rolled a 28, dude. Fuck.
Damn.
Right.
Wow, one
I
of
think
those
the mental
those
image
cyclopses
of-
rolled well.
Vita and John hear Turlon say, I did something stupid in Elvish. They run out, and Turlon is on the shoulder of a Cyclops.
Hell yeah. Alright,
Huh.
we begin combat with the other Cyclops. Turlon, you are suddenly appearing on the shoulder of Cyclops, dropping something into its Cyclops friend. It is going to immediately start to move up, you still on its shoulder, and it's going to try and knock you off. It is
Sure.
going to... This is the one with the great axe. It kind of picks
That's
it
fair.
up.
I'd be doing the same thing
Yeah.
if you were on my friend's shoulder.
Mm-hmm.
We've all been there.
And it is going to use Flash of Insight. I'll make it use it. and it automatically is going to succeed on this roll instead of rolling for it. And use it once per day. And
Giants, bro.
We're on the literal shoulders of giants.
Cyclops.
No kidding, man, no kidding.
It is going to use the action of swipe. It's going to make a melee strike. On both you, Turlon, and Felix, and because of the flash and insight, it is going to succeed, and it is going to roll damage for this great axe swing.
Dodge it so it hits its friend.
21 damage is going to hit you, Turlon, and Felix within the air, so I'm going to do that damage. And I will say that
weakness
Turlon,
physical 5. I take 5 extra damage.
Damn, that's crazy.
I'm a rat.
I will say that through the swipe through the air, Turlon, you are knocked off. And Felix, you are also knocked away, and I'll say you are both prone on the ground now.
Why'd he hit the rat?
Just the swipe, he could hit 2 at once with that, and so he hit the rat as well. Just because why not?
Akira's laying on my keyboard, so Steven, could you subtract an extra 5 from my HP?
Sure. Yes, I can do that. We are now in Turlon. It is your turn. You have landed on the ground. I'll say, as part of your action, since your initiative was right next, if you wanted to react while falling through the air, you would be able to do that. But if you don't think you'd be able to do that, or if you don't think you would do something as Turlon, that's fine.
Yeah. I'll land on the ground. I'm gonna use one action to stand up. You gotta.
Okay. I'll remove those conditions. Stood up. Man.
No kidding.
The other Cyclops has swallowed, and it doesn't look like it's in attacking mode right now. It looks like it's reacted to just something being dropped down its throat.
I'm trying to just put myself in the best position here. I'm going to use one action to move 5, 10, 15. Is this guy 2 sizes bigger than me so I can move through him?
It is 1 size bigger than you.
Okay, so I will go 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. 25. And then third action, I am going to do my classic exploit vulnerability.
Okay, give me that esoteric check. We love a paragraph.
21. 21.
Okay. Yes, dude.
21. That is a success against this creature.
Yeah.
You learn that it is not weak to anything in particular, but you are able to your strikes against it with a success. You
got it. That's my turn. Send Gup to hell for me, if you will, Steven.
Gup?
Send little Gup to hell.
Gup?
What if he spits it back up?
The Cyclops, who has now swallowed this shrink candy, suddenly looks around and almost lets out this burp sound as it looks around, and it starts to move forward towards you, Turlon. It started to run away, and all of a sudden it shrinks. You see its just entire size, all of its clothes, the axe that it was holding just drop to the ground as it suddenly becomes...
What are the odds it gets crushed?
A very tiny creature just in midair and starts to fall
There
to
he
the
goes.
ground. And I'll say it's a crazy what y'all are seeing. It shrinks in the middle of the air. No, that's not how I ruled it last time. It just shrinks down to the ground, and all of a sudden, just all of the clothes. Let me do a general dexterity check
Does it get squished by its?
just to see.
By
what
its
it
own
does.
weapon?
Yeah.
Ah,
Yeah,
20.
come on.
20 was the DC I had for that, so it's able to
Oh.
quickly move out of the way, but now that is its turn. There is this small, I'm going to say 3-inch tall little guy in the middle
the hell is
of
this?
armor,
It's
almost
wild
as
grass.
tall as some of the
I want to
grass.
keep them.
But
Holy
it's
Cyclops
making
action
Almost.
figure.
but it's making out
It's
this
not as big.
making this screaming sound, but it's just this very faint just sound, like it's a very high pitched sound. Felix, it is your turn. You are a rat. You are on the ground, but you did see
Dude,
the
rat
gigantic.
Eat
versus
'em.
Cyclops.
Eat him,
Alright,
eat
go
him, eat
for
him,
it.
eat him,
Eat
eat
'em.
him.
Okay, so free action. And, well, actually, first action rule on stand up.
Mhm.
So I'm no longer prone. Free action, remove pest form.
Sick.
So that's 1. And then I'm going to move. That's
Okay.
my second action. And then my third action is going to be... Oh, actually, no, sorry, I take that back. I do not move.
Okay.
I instead target I was technically like right. I was in between, but it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Target this clown with
Okay.
a ranged ignition.
Gotcha.
Get his ass, get his ass,
Go
get his
for it.
ass.
Roll for an attack. That is a
Ugh.
hit, just barely.
Oh, it still hits.
Mm-hmm.
All right. And then
It's gotta instantly die, right?
Yeah, roll damage.
5d4 fire damage.
That's a 3-inch tall.
Yeah.
7. That's a
Damn, you got a
terrible
lot of
roll.
ones.
Yeah,
3
well,
ones
that-
at 2. Are you
That is
kidding
kind of
me?
crazy, but
That's
let's just
pretty
say
ass.
that the damage against it is multiplied by quite a bit. So you, even with that roll damage roll, you just let out just this flame from your hands, kind of scorching the earth, and all of a sudden growing once again to size. You see a burnt corpse just laying on its back without any of its armor on, just within the axe, kind of gets
Holy.
pushed away as it grows once again. But it is going to what I'm going to rule here is, because of just this shocking experience, normally a Cyclops has a reaction called ferocity that allows it not to die, and it just stays at 1 HP. But I'm going to say, just due to the shock of this entire thing, but there's no way that this Cyclops would be able to react in some way to avoid this damage and not die. So
Get
I'm
his
going to
ass,
say
get his ass.
this was killed in such an efficient, creative, crazy way that it is now dead.
I like to think that
Ding dong, he dead.
for the Cyclops, it's like this intense moment. There's this massive fireball, and it just envelops it completely. But for Felix, literally just goes pew, and then it just explodes.
Mhm. It just
That's my regular. I threw a little ball of fire
firebolt.
at it.
Yes.
Yeah,
But you have one more or no, that was 2 actions.
that's it. Stand up, and then
And
cast my 2 action
ignite
spell.
and kill this Cyclops in one go of it, even with 7 damage. Still works. John, it is your turn.
Okay, quick temper. I'm raging,
Hell yeah.
and I just see the burnt corpse of the big one behind it, so I know it's
Mhm.
dead. So gonna do sudden charge of the other one.
Hell yeah.
So I'm gonna try to get a flanking bonus,
Flanking bonus.
and
Oh.
then
Let's go.
Let's go. Should auto do it.
Freaking go, dude.
See if it's smart.
Easy
Yeah, that is a hit.
four.
That is a hit.
Easy. Squeezy, lemon squeezy. Oh, 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 oh,
Oh!
oh.
Jesus.
Oh, yeah, y'all are strong. Y'all are strong.
That's almost max damage,
Ah!
right? That's like almost max damage. Dude. It's like 31 out of 35.
All right, so you how do you punch this fucking thing right in the back?
I run up and then I just imagine I punch it like right right in its knee pit.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
Oh.
you're like head height with its like belly button, so just slam it down. Its knee kind of buckles a little bit. You have one more action.
I'm gonna try to trip it,
Okay.
which it does. It is a multi-attack, so
Yep. So
That's
it'll
fine.
be an athletics check, but just -5.
all right.
Holy moly.
That's with the -5. Christ.
Holy moly.
You are.
I love the +1 bonus for the professor.
Oh my god,
Always good.
that is just barely a critical success. So
Holy shit.
it is going to land prone and roll 1d6 for me, John.
Okay, that's also
gonna take that.
+4 because of the brutal bully thing.
Brutal
Okay, so give me a
bully.
1d6 and a d4 for me. Oh no, it's just +4 to it.
Yeah, it's just +4.
So give me a d6 +4.
1d6. All right.
This poor fucking guy.
Ah!
Okay,
Uh,
5.
Still 5 damage. Still 5 damage. Very good. Alright. Takes 5 bludgeoning damage as it is now prone. It lands. You punch it in the knee, and then you just punch it in the other one, and it buckles backwards, and it's now fallen back onto its back. Its knees kind of up. That is your turn. Vita, it's your turn.
John, I don't want to use my spells. What do I do? I'm useless without my spells.
Punch it!
All right.
Yeah,
Just steam
I'll-
coming out of the vent.
I'll run up to it.
Okay, that's one action.
John is invigorated.
Mm-hmm.
Vita.
Okay, what's Vita gonna
Vita rated.
Huge in Vita.
We're going to. Let's see here. I'm going to.
Look at the cat's eyes, dude. He's fucking like in the darkness. Look at him. Look at him.
do?
Oh my god! Oh my god!
That's
Someone get a screenshot of that for me if you can. I want like.
Oh
I'm
my
going
God.
to.
The night baby.
He's so scary. He's so scary.
Hello.
He's so scary. He's so scary.
I'm gonna take up Rogue's ball and like kind of put it in a hand and a fist. I'm gonna attempt to grapple him on the ground
Okay,
and
use
then
the
punch him
grapple
with the
action.
ball.
Okay, attempt to grapple, so give me an athletics check. And I'll say because it is prone, that will be factored into the DC.
Oh, shit.
yeah.
Man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That is
Uh-huh.
a success. You are holding just this molten
So I'm
ball
just-
of.
Yeah, it kind of hurts my knuckles to punch with it, but I'll do it.
Ooh, 44, 12 damage.
Wow.
That's sick.
My fire damage roll walked, so yours could run.
That is 12 damage. Where do you burn it on its body? It's kind of its upper torso is towards it right now.
It's neck.
Hell yeah, just right in its neck. It lets out this
I just
deep
just
guttural
punched the neck.
scream.
Yeah. John, this feels great.
Yeah.
yeah, it does. I'll say it is now this Cyclops' turn. It is prone on the ground. It is freaking
He's
out.
grappled.
Grappled
Yeah.
by the its upper torso. It is going to take one of its hands, reach into a pouch that it has on its waist, and it looks like it grabs just a fistful. Some of it just kind of spills out on the ground, but a fistful of what looks like to be just these red kind of glassy rocks as it just stuffs them into its mouth. Just starts
The only
starts
actions.
Yeah.
It can take while it's prone is crawl and stand.
Okay,
I-
then I'll say it'll take 1 action to stand.
Does me grappling it do anything
No,
to
no,
that?
no, no, no. That's not true. It's the only move actions it can take. Or
Oh, the
crawl.
only move actions. You're so
There
right.
we go. There we go.
It can
Well,
do
it's,
things on the ground.
it is
What
still,
does me
it is-
grappling do?
It
Just-
makes
just so I
movement
know
Only
it.
for
0.
moving.
Okay, got
Yeah.
it.
Like its speed is 0, essentially. It is going to. Let me make it prone again. It's not going to stand up. Good looking out, though. Good looking out. But
The sitter.
reaches into these just kind of red, glassy stones, starts chomping on them, and all of you see that just these flames begin to start licking up the side of its mouth as its eyes begin to glow red. And who is it going
Oh,
to
try
attack?
it, bitch. Try it. Try it on me.
It's, considering it just got burned by you, Vita, it is going to target you with a fire breath attack.
Fucking fool. Try it.
I need you
You're
to
about to get
make a
incinerated.
reflex saving throw.
Why do bad things happen to good people?
He's feeling it. He doesn't need Ori. He's feeling it.
Try it.
All right,
Uh,
taunt to body will come true in 5 seconds.
Did it hit me?
It will hit you, but you will take half damage from this. It is 66 fire damage.
Okay.
Uh,
Well,
and you
okay,
are
as
going-
I take that damage, I am
Yes.
going to go. I'm just gonna start eating the fire. And as it's coming towards me, I've been saving this for so long.
Oh,
I'm
no.
gonna cast Eat Fire.
Oh,
Trigger,
God.
I would take fire damage.
What?
my
I
God.
consume the
What?
fire,
Okay.
and I gain resistance 5 to fire
That's
damage.
insane.
On top of my resistance 5, I already have to fire.
Mm-hmm.
And then I can belch the smoke back up.
That's insane.
That's
So-
awesome.
Wait, does that mean that you take a total of 5 damage?
No,
If it
so
was
you have
15,
so
10,
five, 15 was total. Half is to 7. Vita has
Oh
a
my
fire resistance of 5 just from
Hmm.
status,
Being him.
and then from
Yep.
this reaction, an additional 5 resistance.
Dude, this Cyclops
so
is
no,
getting bodied.
so
So
no,
I did-
no fire damage is what I'll rule on this, and
It's
you
such a
can.
stupid visual.
And-
My cheeks kind of puff up and my belly puffs up a little bit, and then I belch smoke.
On your next turn, I'll say
On
there's
my
a
next turn,
reaction.
I'll-
so
yeah,
on your next turn,
right.
you'll be able to belch smoke and use that action.
Yep.
It's coming out of his
alright.
ears right now.
But
Yeah, it's like a teeth.
After doing that, it is going to use its last action to stand up. And
Fucking try it,
I-
bro.
Not to be a little. No, wait, is Vita not grappling it anymore?
It
I
is,
am.
John is grappling it.
but does
If it
grapple
has
not
the-
prevent you to stand up?
So I think I was looking at it. I think being grappled, unless I looked at the wrong version of it, grappled gives you the immobilized trait, and if you have the immobilized trait, you cannot use any action that has the move trait. So I think if you are prone and immobilized, you can't get up.
Gotcha. I see.
But I don't know if I
This-
was looking
this-
at the
Fucking
right status
hilarious.
conditions.
Mhm.
So
Okay, then I will say
It's the grabbed condition.
which also gives you right.
the grab
Well, sorry, so
condition
grab-
is
so-
mobilized.
It was
Yeah,
until the end of his next turn. Was it success or crit success?
it was just a success.
So he's grabbed until the end of. So he should be grabbed right now.
Yeah, so he's
Right.
He still
grabbed.
is.
So
Mhm.
I'll rule. It makes sense. He can't stand up right now. So
Yeah,
instead,
if you're so grabbed, you have the off guard and immobilized.
Yeah.
What
No, Alex is right. Alex is right. He's considered because he got the grapple and he's grabbed to the end of John's next turn, which is this round's turn, and he's immobilized, which means he can't move. So yeah, he can't do any move right now. I think he can attempt to escape
yeah,
it.
but I'll
Get dicked on
say
Cyclops.
instead it has uh, Yeah, okay, this is the one with the axe, because this is the one that swung before. So it is going to try and take a swipe down at you, Turlon.
From the ground, he's ballsy.
That's all he can do.
Let me
This poor fucker.
target.
Get status affected, idiot.
Missed by -3. Should he kill
Oh.
himself?
Tries to take a big swing at you, Turlon, but you are able to see it's very choreographed
jump
from
out
the
of the way.
ground. Easily jump out of the way, Turlon. It is your turn.
Awesome. I stand. I use one action to walk on top of him.
Okay.
And then I take my rapier and I stab him in the mouth.
Okay. Do you want specifically to stab in the mouth, or is that just flavor? Because I'll say it
Yeah,
can be
I'll stab him in
I
the mouth.
could say it can be a higher DC if you want to make a called shot.
What do I get as a benefit for the called shot? Also, I'm positioning my character here just because I think I get flanking bonus no matter what, but I wanted to apply.
Yeah, I see what
That
you're
makes sense.
saying. I'll say that maybe not extra damage, but more like, it'll make it so it's an extra effect of he cannot speak or do anything with his mouth.
No, just regular attack. I
Okay.
don't want to be cool. And I have the personal fucking antithesis. So I probably just for my personal antithesis, I got something pink like the candy to put it on my sword, and it
Sick.
scares him because he thinks it's gonna shrink him. Because he's a
Sick.
stupid baby man.
He is big stupid baby.
And my gosh, been a miss. I've used my personal antithesis.
That's just going to be half or 2 plus half your
Okay,
level, so it's 5 damage.
got it. Okay. Damage. So yeah, 14 damage total.
14 total. Sounds good. You have one more action.
I'm gonna do it again.
Sounds good.
I rolled low last time. Yeah.
That's a hit.
18 damage this time.
18 damage. It is on death's door after these 2 slashes.
I'm like stabbing down on top of it,
Mm-hmm.
like just like sword down.
It is letting out a scream. Its one huge eye is just looking in bewilderment at this entity that just ate up a ton of its fire, being held down, getting absolutely surrounded currently. Felix, it is your turn.
Great news for this guy. Action number 1, move up. Action number 2, wild morph. So since I have wild shape, I will morph my hands into claws. They're going to be exaggerated, like bear claws, but like the actual nails themselves are like even longer.
Mm-hmm.
And we talked very briefly about this, Steven, but technically this gives me the claw strike unarmed attack, and since I have the hand wraps of mighty blows, those affect my unarmed attacks.
Mm-hmm.
And since I got a whatever rune that gives me an extra die, I now have 2d6 damage on the claw
We're getting
strikes.
better at this game.
I don't know if that's rules as written,
Yep,
but we
I'm
talked
fine with
about it
that.
very briefly.
I'm fine with
We're
that.
building our characters.
Makes sense.
So
Makes sense.
yeah, I real quickly, I just kind of do like a little motion in my hands, trying to like quickly grow into claws, and the hand wraps are still like around them, and they're like glowing a light blue. And I run up, and I just start slashing the shit out of him. So strikes, it gives me yeah.
There's so many clickable effects in that wild morph message you sent.
Yeah. Let's see. So claws. Claw melee. Let me make my claw attack, bro. What the fuck? Oh, whatever. Okay.
Whatever, man.
Whatever. So I'm trying to see if I can do this with I cannot. Okay, so I'm gonna have to do this the old school way.
You get a plus 12 to your unarmed attacks.
1d20 plus 12.
Yowie.
17.
One slash out. It just impacts one part of its armor, but it is looking heavily injured currently.
Oh, that's all three of that. Well, that sucks. That's all three of my attacks. That's all three of my actions.
Send him home, John.
Slashes against the armor.
Send them home.
John,
Send him
it
home,
is your
John.
turn.
Send him home. Send him
like,
home.
Vita's
Punch him in
looking
the
big,
head.
big belly,
Yeah.
full of
Let me
fire.
let this out, man. Hurry up.
Just wail on his head.
Actually, you should use all three actions to hold. Does your thing, Vita? Does your thing do damage, Vita?
No.
Oh, never mind then. I was just saying hold your action so Vita can kill him by burping.
But he'll take a 10d4 immediately when my turn starts because I haven't grappled. So
Okay. I need to first hit this strike, and then I need the DM to interpret something I want to do.
Okay.
Okay.
We're stunted on this guy who's dead.
Yep.
It's a hit.
That's a hit.
needed some
Almost a critical
practice.
hit. Almost a critical. 18
Brutal.
damage. What did you want to do, John? Because this
Okay.
attack will kill it.
Okay, there was something I wanted to do. I wanted to first. So I have a thing, this combat grab thing, and it says requirements: one hand free, targets within reach. Using your prior attack, that's the big one. Shift your opponent's guard. You take another swing and grab them. So there's a requirement for combat grab that it has to have a multi-attack penalty applied to it. Like, since it's requiring a prior attack, because that's what I'm interpreting it as, even though it's not in the.
Yeah,
I'm
like
gonna
you need
Google
to
this.
take an attack beforehand. So one action you just took, and then
Yeah.
this combat grab,
then
which is your second action.
Okay. Well,
I think the point of this ability is to let you, because it says it's one action, you make the strike.
yeah.
Mhm.
I think it gives you the strike for free, and then you get to grab, and then you grab them if the strike hits.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah, so you are using this as part of, it's like it's a two action strike, and as part of this one action. The strike you just did.
Does it? Using your prior attack? I'll Google it later. It's not a question I care to answer. Anyway, I was gonna do, if I was the way using my original interpretation with this being an attack, like a separate attack, and then an automatic grab. I was gonna feint so he was off guard to give me a little bit of a bonus if I got that, and do a. But anyway, I just punch this guy in the eye really hard and just leave a big crater in his head.
I'll say as you punch, I'll say just as part of it, you can grab just kind of within the skull, just on top of where the eye normally sits. You've grabbed within it. It lets out this terrible scream, and it is going to use ferocity. And it is going to stay at 1 HP.
Okay.
But it is letting out this terrible scream as you are grabbing it.
I'm gonna punch it again.
Okay.
Get him!
Oh my
Get him!
God.
That's a critical.
Crit-
Let me just roll the damage just for fun.
This thing's done.
Just roll
Holy
damage just for
fuck.
fun.
God.
Just for fun.
Cyclops, I turn into a
you've-
fine paste.
You have grabbed the inside of the skull through the eye. How do you want to finish it? It's letting out this terrible scream.
I'm just gonna kind of keep. What's behind you? I'm just gonna keep digging in until I feel its brain stem and just squeeze really hard.
Oh God.
I'll say it lets out this terrible scream as you squeeze before it just fully goes limp, and is now lying motionless as you have just grabbed the top of the spinal column where it connects to the brainstem through its eye.
Awful way to go out, and then I just
Terrible.
look over.
Terrible.
Look over at Vita, who's.
Like all that smoke.
I look over and I hand it a bloody hand and just go, "That was a good punch."
That's right. That's right. I shake
Yeah.
his hand.
Yeah.
I'm gassed. I gotta.
Yes, yeah.
Gotta
Good
Yeah.
session,
Call it.
y'all. Good session.
it
We'll
was a
pick
good
up right
punch.
after the fight.
Dunk on
Good
these
job
clowns.
figuring out the Cyclops puzzle. Good job.
Yes!
Yeah.
Cyclops puzzle completed!